Hello and welcome back to On Track GP, where the big headline news, guys, is Lewis Hamilton is on pole. It's not Max Verstappen on pole, it's Lewis Hamilton on pole, and we're all very excited. I'm joined today by Lex and Matisse. A sleepy Matisse today, isn't it, Matisse? You're up till when, 6?
I was up until 6. I got up at 9. I'm on 3 hours. I got my Lewis Hamilton monster can to keep me awake. But when Lewis is on pole, and he said it felt like as if it was his first one. And I felt like that as well, because it's been so long since we've seen in this position. So for me, I'm buzzing, man. I'm hyped. It's great
to see 2 Mercedes boys on the couch today, which is nice. You know, you guys, I mean, I'm hoping this is going to be like an amazing race, big miracle. And actually, do we think he could go and win it today? What are your, take your Mercedes top off for a minute or your hat off for a minute. Do you think pragmatically Lewis Hamilton could win today, Lex?
My heart says 10 out of 10. My head says 4 out of 10.
Okay.
4 out of 10. I think we need a safety car.
Yeah,
or 2.
Something to mix it up.
Yeah, safety car or 2.
I think I need Verstappen to get off to a slow start. And I need somebody to leapfrog him and separate the 2 of them. Give Hamilton a bit of breathing room, try and stretch out a gap, hold Verstappen off as much as possible, and then, you know, anything maybe can happen if somebody clips him as well. But it is Verstappen that's the favourite. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be first for the pole position. And if Hamilton can make it interesting and take it to the wire, that's all I need. If we get the win, then I'm going to start crying.
Yeah, I want tears. I want tears. I want happy tears. I think if there's a possibility all season, this is as good a moment as any. We have had a couple of other guys on pole. I think Charles Leclerc was on pole in Azerbaijan. Was Lewis on pole this season? No.
First one since Jeddah 2021.
Oh my, crazy stats. Yeah. But really, it's been so dominant by Red Bull throughout the season so far. This could actually be an opportunity, particularly because, let's put him on patrol, Perez is starting back down in 9th. Go on, give us the lines, Matisse.
Perez, patrol, keeping Checo in check. We have put this out there weeks ago. You heard it here first, right? And there's a reason for that, because he is cracking under the pressure. Yeah. Danny Rick, I wasn't here because I was away, but I saw, you know, he is in the AlphaTauri team now, and you know, he's back, which is nice to see. And Perez is fumbling the biggest bag right now, and he can't afford to keep performing like this because.
Whoa, he got to Q3 yesterday.
Listen, I know, but that practice session, I couldn't believe it. You know, practice for him to just go off the grid like that was just crazy. So
I think it was his first lap in practice 1. He stuck it in the wall.
And where is he in Q3 today?
He's starting 9th. So this is the thing.
That's not good.
So we talk about doing the basics right. Doing the basics right is getting the car into Q3, right? That's what we like. I'm very into, you know, if you've seen this channel before, you know I like to do the basics right.
We've been speaking about Liam Lawson a bit as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's meant to be pretty quick. I'm not watching him, but I'm hearing great things. So there's pressure. There's definitely pressure. Red Bull they're ruthless. They don't play
100%.
around. We've seen it before with Albon. We've seen it with Kvyat. We've seen it with Danny Rick. We've seen it with so many talented drivers. Yeah. But, you know, you have to perform.
And I tell you what about Red Bull as well, is that they're so ruthless. They're so ruthless. And they've got, as you've just said, Tsunoda as well, Daniel Ricciardo coming back in, Liam Lawson, a whole host of other young drivers. And now that the other teams seem like they're starting to catch up, particularly out of nowhere, by the way, and we'll talk about this in a second, McLaren, what the hell? Lex, is he under pressure? Is Sergio Perez's seat actually under pressure, or is it all just F1 speculation?
He doesn't have a seat.
That was not nice.
It's gone.
Whoa!
He doesn't have a seat.
2024 Daniel Ricciardo.
Wow.
2025 Lando Norris.
Oh.
Wow.
So what happens to Liam Lawson? He goes to AlphaTauri and
AlphaTauri, yeah, he spent 2 or 3 years there. I think Lando, I think he might be 2nd or 3rd quickest on the grid in general at the moment.
He's quick.
And he's good friends with Max. I think they might give Daniel a shot. Maybe he sits there for a year or 2, but that might be Lando's seat.
He's a phenomenal driver. Imagine that pairing. That is a terrifying pairing.
Yeah.
And they're both young. They could easily both do 10 years there if they wanted to stick around and the car was driving.
That could
scary
and that's a proper title fight.
I was going to say,
because when I was looking at Perez early in the season, I was like, can you compete with Verstappen? Can you make this, you know, a Rosberg Hamilton situation?
He sold a dream, didn't he?
He did a little bit.
He sold a dream.
Listen, I like Checo, do you know what I mean? But I'm objective. And the thing is with this, with Perez, is that you have to have a certain ounce of craziness to you to compete at the top level. Rosberg said it many a time. He had to put his whole life on pause. He had to put everything on the shelf. He had to put everything out there to beat one of the best drivers we've ever seen, and he got it done.
With luck.
And but it was a great season. It was entertaining. It was fun. I was hoping Perez might be able to do something, but obviously now it's not even that. Now it's literally you can't even put yourself in a part of the grid where it's respectable. You're not getting out of Q1 a lot of the time, and now you're in Q3 and you're in your ninth. So
Matisse, he's gone. He's gone. There's no way they
I can't believe you just said that.
He's gone. He's gone. I called it weeks ago. He's gone.
Lex is coming in today with the big predictions on Track GP. Right, I'll run you through the grid, and when I've sort of done, we'll go from 20th to 1st. I want your biggest disappointment from qualifying.
Yeah.
Your biggest good surprise from qualifying.
Yeah.
And just mix it up. Who's going to finish 10th? Who's going to get the last point?
Okay.
So. Starting in absolute P1 merchant, Logan Sargent in 20th, Magnussen, Russell 18th, Tsunoda, Albon, Gasly 15th, Lance Stroll, Daniel Ricciardo 13th, Ocon 12th, Carlos Sainz in 10th, then making up the top 10. Hulkenberg and Perez start together, Alonso and Bottas, Leclerc and Zhou in 5th. That might be the best good surprise. Piastri and Norris together, both McLarens make up the second row. And on the front row, is it 2021? We've got Max Verstappen in second and Lewis Hamilton in first. So your biggest disappointment, your biggest good surprise, and your biggest... who's going to finish 10th?
I think for biggest surprise, obviously Hamilton being pole is right up there.
Yeah.
But shout out to Zhou because for him to be
crazy.
5th is ridiculous. Yeah. And also shout out to Ricciardo because it's the first time I've seen him back in the car, out-qualified his teammate, steady position.
And can I throw some shade on that?
Yeah, here we go.
Oh.
I'm the shade merchant today. I don't think he would have been 13 if Mercedes had their strategy right, because they completely messed up George yesterday. They could have put him out. What did they put?
That's biggest disappointment for me.
Yeah. They put Daniel out with 4 or 5 minutes to go, and he got a lap that just got him through.
Yeah.
And then they left George into that ridiculous traffic, and he would clearly have got through, which meant that Daniel would have went out. So he would have still beat his teammate.
That's actually fair. That's fair.
But I'm going to throw just a little bit of shade.
Yeah, that's my biggest
just a little bit out
disappointment
of my pocket. A little bit of shade.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'd agree. Biggest good surprise? I'll drop mine first.
Surprise.
Zhou Guanyu! Alfa Romeo,
I'm trying to think of something different.
What?
That's crazy.
That is, and also, it's not like it was a freak result, because they were amazing on all 3 tyre compounds. They were good in practice, and Valtteri Bottas is in 7th.
Yeah,
it's
Bottas,
not like they just did a 9-10 lucky thing.
That's so... We don't talk about them.
Ever. Mate, they've been dreadful. They were maybe quick in like one of the first races, it might have even been Bahrain, they were okay.
Yeah.
And after that, mate, they've just been rubbish.
Yeah.
But this is great, man.
Yeah,
That's
mad.
so cool to see.
Yeah.
I think I'm going Lando because or
McLaren,
McLaren because where was it? Austria, Silverstone and Hungary, 3 completely different circuits.
Yeah.
On the medium tyres, they might have been quickest on Friday and Saturday morning.
Yeah, they were.
Everyone's going to start on medium, so I think he's the not very dark horse, the kind of grey horse. He might sneak if he gets a good run in the first lap. Put a lot of pressure, some good strategy, nothing to lose. Could be a bit more aggressive, McLaren. So I think they're the good ones.
So happy
to
see them at this part of the front of the grid. It's
It's
so refreshing.
Who's your good surprise, Matisse?
I think I have to give it to Zhou, but also Hamilton and McLaren. I'm giving it to all of them.
Just 3 then. But maybe, because I mean, Hamilton getting pole is ridiculous because the car is much better than it was at the beginning of the season. Yeah. But it's not a Red Bull car.
No, at all.
But I thought quite interestingly, Hamilton in his interview came out after, and the interviewer said something along the lines of what's happened with Red Bull, do you think? And he goes, they're just not as quick anymore.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And he talked about DRS as well.
Talk about getting in somebody's head.
Yeah.
Like and he had this little wry smile on his face as he was saying it. And I was thinking, that's the Lewis of old. He's got his little spark back. He's on pole.
He's feeling it.
I mean, oh man, I would love him to win today.
It'd be so good, wouldn't it?
I would take this off right now and wear a Mercedes jacket.
Especially to break the Red Bull dominance in terms of this season wins. Because if they win every race, it's just going to be like insufferable.
What about disappointment? It's going to.
My biggest disappointment was Ferrari.
I was going to say science, sure.
Well, Sainz just it wasn't actually that. I think it was only 3,000ths of a second that he got knocked out by Leclerc.
But
it's just we're just so mediocre, man.
Yeah,
There's nothing to like celebrate.
You've had your time.
4, 5, 7 years ago. When did we do our last one? God, no, longer than that.
2008.
Oh,
2008.
God.
Let someone else have a go now. You've had your moment in the limelight.
Let us have a go, please. It's been
Let
15
McLaren
years.
enjoy now.
Have you enjoyed your biggest disappointment?
I think mine would probably be, I don't know, Ferrari or Russell. I'll go with the George Russell.
Yeah.
Mercedes is just, they've got to be aggressive today. They've got to take a risk today. They might not be in this position for another 4 or 5 races.
Yeah.
So just got to be aggressive. They can't do what they did yesterday.
It's a shame that Russell isn't there, like Piastri will be for Norris today.
To back him up.
rear
Yeah,
to
gun.
back him up, yeah.
He'll have literally nothing because Norris is 17 positions behind him. Sorry, Russell is 17 positions behind Hamilton. So he's not going to have.
Do you know what would be nice today as well? If you want the 10th spot, Ricardo, just to get 1 point.
Oh mate, I'd love a
That would
point.
be nice. Just for him, just to get his 1 point.
Me and Richard Bradley have a bet on that I've sort of rashly put on, but £10. I've said that if points were wiped now, Ricardo would end the season with more points than Tsunoda. He thinks Tsunoda will have the more points.
Okay.
Than
Oh,
Russell.
wow.
Where do you
That's a
guys
really
sit?
good
Where
one.
do you guys sit on that? I've gone for Ricardo.
Tsunoda knows the car better.
That's it.
So you would assume Tsunoda's going to be able to, keep it like that for this season at least, and then maybe next season Ricardo brings the gap a bit shorter. But Ricardo's a good driver when he's in his mood.
Race winner. We know he's got an incredible amount of talent,
Yeah,
but as you say, he doesn't know the car.
Yeah.
Who would you back in that though?
I'd probably slightly back Tsunoda because I've got evidence and I've got, but Ricardo's a wild card. You never know.
Yeah. Where are you going?
Daniel, easily.
You two should put a tenner on.
I've got Daniel easy. He's driven the Renault, which was very mediocre. The McLaren he's struggled in. He's been in the Red Bull sim, and a lot of their stuff isn't too dissimilar. And he's a level above Tsunoda.
Yeah.
He's a level above.
Very, very interesting. But it's that how much difference does it make knowing the car?
Yeah.
And also knowing the team and just like the way that the functionality of how they go into a race and things.
There's such a much more interesting team now.
So much more
No
interesting.
disrespect to De Vries.
Yeah.
But this pairing now of Tsunoda and Ricardo is so much more intriguing in terms of the two drivers going, back and forth. Because it was clear that Tsunoda was just levels above De Vries and it was a clear 1-2. But
Did he deserve more time, Nick De Vries?
We were saying it on here, like, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get that time. Ricardo is a reserve driver. He's itching to get back into the sport. You're not getting points for the team. You're not going to last. So I do think it's harsh. I do, because I think, are we even halfway through?
I think this might be the halfway mark. We've lost 2 races.
Yeah, and he's a rookie. But I always said age is not on his side, and he needs to perform immediately because he doesn't have the whole potential longevity thing going for him. So it is harsh, but listen, I'm not blaming AlphaTauri for it because literally Ricardo's right there.
It was a weird fit, wasn't it? Because he's a Mercedes guy, De Vries, all the way through. Yeah. Completely different concepts. It's really harsh, but he doesn't fit there. Everything's about fit, isn't it? I don't think he fitted there, so...
I've done a lot of thinking on it. I actually really feel sorry for Nick De Vries. Imagine if you judged Tsunoda on his first 10 races.
Yeah.
He was a crash merchant. And it took him the time. As you said, he's younger.
Yeah, that's the
So there's
thing.
an element of that. But Tsunoda was just sticking it in the wall for fun in his first 10
he was
races. And people
awful.
were going, oh my God, get this guy off. He's dangerous.
He's just swearing everywhere. Yeah.
And now he's been given the time and he's come good. And now there's even rumours that he could end up as the second seat in the Red Bull. Like the Red Bull, not the AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
So I think there's an element of I do feel a little bit sorry for him.
I have an inkling that I don't think it's over for him. I do think he could get back onto the grid in the coming years.
It's funny because
maybe in a Williams.
Richard said the
you
same
just never
thing.
know. I think he could come back onto the grid.
He could take Logan Sargent's spot at Williams.
Yeah.
Mercedes have a great relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. You saying
That's a shout.
You saying Sargent's gone?
I don't know if he's gone. It depends how much money he's paid.
Yeah, correct. How much?
Depends how much he's paid for the
putting
seat.
into the team.
He's American. Maybe he might be bringing some value.
Who do you think is going to buy AlphaTauri? Because he said he's selling it, right?
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
He's made three times his investment on it in
Has he?
however long he's had it. Yeah, he's about 500 million. I think he bought it for 300 and it's now worth about 9
Wouldn't it be good if it was like
million.
Porsche?
Not 900 quid.
900 quid, yeah. Matisse bought it.
I think Carl might bid for that. 900 quid for an F1 team.
But it'd be good
Probably
if-
couldn't keep it stable though.
Yeah, literally. Let's have a little chat more about McLaren because second row lockout. The thing that is most exciting for me it could all be over in the first 3 corners if Max Verstappen gets the jump and drives off into the distance. It could all be over, the race win.
Yeah.
But the difference here is that at the Hungarian we have a right-hander straight away, and the clean side of the track is the left, which is the outside. So Lewis will start on the clean bit of the track, Max will start in second on a dirty piece of track, and Norris will be on a clean piece of track in third. Yeah. So in theory, if Max doesn't get a completely beautiful start, Lewis goes, we could see Norris do that.
And do you remember, was it McLaren that got off to a crazy good start in the last couple of races, but they kind of got screwed out?
Silverstone. He was leading the race in front of Max Verstappen for about 4 laps. Lando Norris, and the UK went crazy.
They got off to a crazy start. This is what I need. I need that, exactly what you just described. This is the perfect scenario. And if he can separate Lewis and you've got the 2 Brits at the front.
The thing is, you've got with Max Verstappen, and I'll ask you this, Lex, with Max Verstappen, he's not really had much of a challenge this season, to be completely honest. The only challenge was maybe at the beginning with a little bit with Perez, but he's got so used to just, goodbye, I'm off.
Coasting, yeah.
Seeing somebody else in front of him, are we going to see Max Verstappen of a few years ago where the red mist descends and there's a gap in that first corner and he just dive bombs? Could they?
Oh, yeah, they could.
I mean, we could. With those two, they're like arch nemesis, aren't they? Right? Do you think that Max Verstappen is going to be try and just cover over to the good side of the line and wait his time out, or do you think he's going to try and dive bomb it?
We spoke about it before we started, right? I think with Verstappen, when he's around Lewis, he loses his cool a little bit because he knows how good Lewis actually is, and he has to get his elbows out. When he was going up against Leclerc last season, he was driving nicely. He was so clean and respectful, and maybe because they're friends or whatever.
There's something about these two.
But when he comes anywhere near Lewis, it's like, I'm gonna argy-barge, bumper cars. I'm gonna get real aggressive. So, I do think there's a thing with when Lewis is around, Max is a different driver.
We'll find out about his growth today, won't we? Because if he's gonna get in that upper echelon of like greats, then he's gonna have to like grow along the way. And if you watch like Lewis or Schumacher and those guys, they'd know. He knows he's got the best car. So what's the point in risking it? He knows he can get him in the pit stops or whatever. If he's growing a little bit this year and he realises the bigger picture, hopefully he has. Hopefully he does. But to answer your question, I think he probably will.
If he wants to, send it into the gravel with the boys, then go for it.
Can you imagine? Like, it would be insane. Kai says Max is going to win easily today. KS Mars says Nick isn't a rookie. He has a Formula 2 and a Formula E championship and should be doing better. Yeah, it's a fair point. Richard Louis says a Hamilton win would be amazing, not only for Lewis but also for the sport, as it's dull at the moment. That's an interesting point. Has it become dull this season because of the Max Verstappen dominance?
For me, no, because I think what's going on behind Verstappen is very entertaining, especially with McLaren coming back into it now. Yeah. We had Aston Martin at the start of the year with Alonso, constant podiums. We've had obviously Ferrari, really disappointing, which has kind of been like a little bit of a shock to me. Mercedes are very up and down, and then obviously now we have McLaren. So there's a lot going on behind the whole Verstappen leading the race situation, and then we've also got just like you look at the Netflix doc now, Perez. That's going to be like a proper movie in itself. I swear
to God, if they call it Perez Patrol, man, you're going for a lawsuit.
Honestly,
they call that episode Perez Patrol.
I'm looking for royalties. So, there's a lot going on. And I think, listen, obviously, if you're new to the sport, you do need to see something going on at the front in terms of a real fight between a couple of drivers. But if you're firmly within the sport now and you're attached to the drivers and the different teams, then you're still intrigued and locked in with what's going on behind.
I think you say every week, every time I'm on, Joe, just pretend Max doesn't exist and the rest of the race is great. Exactly. And like, all jokes aside, like McLaren, I think Matisse is right, McLaren are coming back, Mercedes are coming back. It's working, slowly but surely, it's all converging.
Ferrari coming back or?
Leclerc, mate.
No, not at the moment.
Shouldn't have thought so.
Charles, mate. Would you have Norris at Ferrari? If they've done it before, they're a bit ruthless like that, Ferrari.
I couldn't bin off Carlos Sainz because
You need to stop being so emotional about this and be ruthless.
Do you know what I mean?
It's emotional material.
Do you want to win or not? I told you at the start of the season, watching Sainz. We're keeping an eye on Sainz.
Norris and Leclerc is good. Norris and Leclerc would be
If I'm Ferrari, I'm moving on Norris immediately.
Any team would want Lando Norris.
Immediately.
Right? Any team in motorsport would want Lando Norris.
I think Leclerc has more potential than Sainz, but Norris for me over both of them.
What?
Yeah.
Leclerc's generational.
Is he?
Yeah, Leclerc's a beast.
I know he's quick, but Norris for me, I think I just trust Norris a lot more. Like if they're both leading a race, if they're both leading a race, and I'm hanging my hat on somebody to finish off the job, I'm actually trusting Norris more.
All right, put it this way: if they had the same car, I'm not even putting Norris in this discussion. If they had the same car, Leclerc and Verstappen, I'm saying it's 50-50. Leclerc's. If you forget about Leclerc in 2019, he held Lewis up for a whole race when he's in a rapid Mercedes in Monza. Yeah. Leclerc's rapid.
He is quick. He's ridiculously quick.
I agree. I always find with Leclerc,
he's got a mistake in him.
Well, that's it. He has to be driving on the 100% brink. Because if he's driving at 90%, it's useless. If he's driving on 100%, he is mega. Particularly his qualifying, which hasn't really been so good. But generally, he's an unbelievable one-shot qualifier. But as you say, when you're driving on that 100% precipice, he could just.
I just feel like if I'm looking at someone who's going to make an error, I'm looking at Leclerc thinking, oh, is he going to go off right? Is he going to do something? And I know that, yes, Leclerc's probably quicker than Norris, but in terms of just consistency and putting in the performances over the course, I would actually trust Norris a lot more, just to be steady.
Can I ask you a question then, Joe? And anyone who wants to put in the chat, because I hate this saying in football, but I'll say it. The Ferrari knock is different, right? Generally, if someone knocks on the door, Ferrari knock on the door, even Lewis would probably be like, let's have a discussion. If you could pick two on the grid or someone to go with Leclerc, who would it be? Your two drivers and someone to go with Leclerc.
I would go short, and I'd get Hamilton in that Ferrari seat. Just do 2 seasons, get that final championship, and then look to rebuild. Look, people like Norris would be an amazing shout. Max, obviously, because he's just ridiculously good at the moment. But I think for sort of nostalgia reasons, can you imagine the idea of Lewis getting his 8th, 9th. By the way, but 8th
official
in a Ferrari for me, it would be special.
Unbelievable.
That would be special.
Yeah,
it'd be handshakes and retirement for him, wouldn't it?
I would actually.
I'd say
I don't know how you feel, because obviously we're both Mercedes fans, but I would actually prefer him to get it at Ferrari than Mercedes.
Yeah, because Ferrari's different. It's a different level, isn't it? Yeah. You can't. It's Real Madrid.
Yes.
It's Real Madrid. You can't. You say, you know.
For how much longer? Because bear in mind, what is it? Did we say 2008 was the last time we won, or Ferrari won one, right? Like I work for them. Emotionally, I'm attached. 2008, right, was our last one. So what's that, 15, 16 years? How much longer does it go on before people go,
Forever, I think.
You think it does? I mean, I would agree as a fan. I think our longevity is forever. But from not a fan's point of view, when do you go, Ferrari actually a bit worse?
I was going to say it's a Man United thing.
All right.
Easy.
Really doubling down on this today, mate.
Easy.
Jesus. Yeah, I know. We've got 2 United fans
here,
mate.
You're both Reds, you know.
Really like the colour red.
He just wants to be in the top half this season. It's all right, mate.
It's a mad. But yeah, no, that's
You're set
in stone. You're
Class is permanent, form is temporary.
Always be Ferrari.
What are the comments saying on that whole Leclerc versus Norris beef?
Well, Rich is saying definitely Hamilton to Ferrari. They need the motor and the team. Yeah, I agree. LFC for the double says, I expect Lando to finish the race over Charles, like in Sochi 2021.
Ooh,
interesting.
Okay.
I could see Lando doing a job today. Podium.
I think so.
Got to be a podium.
Yeah, no, he has. I think you'd want to aim for that.
I'm worried about him.
You worried about Lando?
Yeah, as a Hamilton fan.
Are you though? Because I don't mind if Norris wins. You know, I'm actually cool.
What?
Yeah, if Norris wins, I'm obviously a Hamilton fan, but I'm very invested in Norris and his future as well. So, and he's obviously a Brit as well. So if he wins, I don't feel any type of way. I'm just like, I'm actually really happy for him.
So you're supporting basically 18 out of the 20 drivers, just to not, as long as it's not Perez or Max.
I don't actually mind Perez either. As long as it's not Max. No, if it's not Max, I'm pretty happy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a happy guy. If it's not Max, and then if it's not Red Bull on top of that, then we're partying. So. Yeah, anyone else to win but Red Bull is a good day.
How were you feeling on that night in November 2021? How were you feeling?
I don't want to talk about it.
There you go. Do you want to win?
Was that the last time these two lined up next to each other?
Yeah, I think it was as well.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine if they make some sort of early contact, or if there's one of them pushes somebody off the track? Because they'll be going into it going, just drive your own race, be calm, trust your abilities. But all it will take, one little thing, and all those memories will come flooding back, and we could really see the mist descend over either of them. Because Max, I feel like, has more of a reputation of being like a aggressive driver, but I think Lewis is actually just as bad with Max as Max is with Lewis. In terms of, when I say bad, I mean aggressive in their driving styles. When they're together, there's some sort of kinetic energy between the two of them, and it's just fierce. And as a neutral, I love it.
Silverstone, yeah.
Yeah, I think Verstappen was the instigator of it, and he was like, "This is how I am. I'm aggressive, and I'm ballsy." But I think then Hamilton realised that I have to match this.
Yeah.
At some point, he realised, he was like, "Do you know what? I'm being too nice here. I'm trying to be keeping it clean and have this little back and forth that he's had with other legendary drivers." He's like, actually, Max doesn't care about any of that. He's going to run you off the road if you don't match him on that. So then Lewis just started getting his elbows out as well, and that's where it just became a mess.
It was Imola, and then it was Spain straight after, and then it was the straight in Silverstone, and then Lewis was like, "I'm not a waste man.
Yeah.
Screw you.
Yeah.
I'm not a waste man.
Literally.
You've had your free strike.
Yeah.
That's it, mate. I'm leaving the nose in.
That's it.
This is how we're playing.
Well, we're not going to be far away from the formation lap. I'm really, really optimistic that this could be an interesting race today. I think if there's ever a moment, or this is probably the best moment for a Red Bull not to win from a fan of the sport. If there was ever a race where it's so mixed up that it's not clearly going to be Max to win, or Checo in the early seasons, this feels like the race. And we have a look at Zhou Guan Yu up there in 5th. I mean, it's a crazy, crazy setup.
Are they destined to fall? Or
he's going to fall back.
I hope they don't do a Hulkenberg, who's been qualifying amazingly, but not being able to make it stick because of the car. I hope. Look, if they could score just a,
double points.
If they could score a double pointer, that might be more points in this race than they get in the other 21 races combined. So like this is a massive opportunity for Alpha.
Yeah.
Massive.
Before I forget, I've got Albon 10th.
Albon 10th. Oh yeah, we forgot 10th. Albon 10th. Wow, from 16th. That's interesting.
I want Ricciardo to finish 10th. I don't know
from
if it's
13th.
possible,
Well, only 3 places. Difficult track. Could be a safety car or something. I think Valtteri Bottas will drop a few, but sneak into the points in 10th place. That would be mine today.
What did you guys think of the qualifying format yesterday?
Love the new tyre thing.
You liked it?
Absolutely love it. Yeah,
I was on the replay, so I didn't really feel it the same way. I was kind of just watching Lewis. But
I love it.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
Yeah, I really, really love the hards in Q1, mediums in Q2, and softs in Q3. Just because I think it keeps it
unpredictable.
Unpredictable is a great word to use it, Matisse. Yeah, I agree. Here we go on the formation lap as they go around.
I wish I'd watched that live. I was fuming when I seen the result, and I was like, oh, I didn't get to watch it live.
So everyone is starting on the medium except Perez, who starts on hard, Sainz, who starts on the softs, Stroll and Gasly, 14th and 15th, who start on the softs, Tsunoda, 17th, starts on the softs, and Russell, interestingly, is starting on the hard, same as Perez. They're obviously looking to go long, hope for a safety car or something like that. Whereas Sainz doing the complete opposite and going on softs and maybe hoping to make some early jumps through the grid. So we'll see. I'm excited about this one, boys. I am excited about this one.
Quiet.
I'm nervous now.
Just the formation lap makes me nervous. Yeah. Look, it's a very, very hard track to overtake on. So the beginning few laps, or corners, I should say, really, are going to be absolutely crucial today. But I'm really actually looking forward to this. Let's do very quickly prediction for your top 3.
As it stands at the minute.
Do you think it will stay? Yeah. Lewis will win, Max 2nd, Lando 3rd.
Yeah.
Matisse?
Say it, come on,
I
mate.
have to answer the question.
With your head, not your heart.
My head is telling me, and I have to say Max, isn't it? If I'm talking about my actual, like what I'm really logically thinking, I have to go Max, because obviously this is what always happens. But yeah, if we're talking about what I want, then Max can't be winning this race, man. I need him to just sacrifice one race. You're gonna win the championship, you're gonna win the constructors, you're gonna win the drivers. We already know that. Yeah. But just please, just give us one race, man.
I think Max will win it. I have to think as you say, with the head. But then I think
they won every race. It's like, you know what I mean? It's very difficult to
The other 2 guys behind, I think, could stay the same. So it will go Verstappen 1st, Hamilton 2nd, and Norris 3rd place.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But
I actually feel like I'm shaking, you know.
I'm
is
shitting
man.
it. You'd think that the title's on the line. We're only trying to get a win.
Yeah.
We were used to this. We used to win every
Standard,
race.
innit? Yeah,
This was standard to
yeah.
us. We used to win every single race.
Remember how nervous
Now I'm shitting it.
you felt for the as Mercedes fans 2021?
Yeah.
Do you remember the feelings before that race?
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't sleep the night before, honestly.
Couldn't sleep the
This
night
feels a
of it.
little bit like it.
Didn't sleep for 2 nights, man.
Didn't sleep the night before, didn't sleep the night after.
All right, here we go. They are lining up, and we are seconds away from lights out. As that must be Logan.
Hurry up,
Sargent there,
Logan.
taking his time.
Come on, Logan. What are you doing, man?
He's got that Latifi in a minute.
He has got a little bit. It's something like that Williams secondcy, isn't there?
Green flag.
You know, Latifi retired for good.
Huh?
Talk about that later.
What?
Here we
Latifi's
go,
no
and
real
it's
racer.
Oh my god. I didn't know.
lights out, and away we go.
Lewis has
Who's
got
got a
it.
good
Yeah,
start?
Lewis got him.
Please. Okay, good.
Oh yeah,
What
no,
about
no.
Norris?
Oh no,
my God,
Max
wait,
did
hold
get
on.
a good start.
Max
Max got a good start.
He's just about going to have him,
Go on,
Lewis. I
Lewis,
think.
please.
Yeah, Max has
no.
got him.
No.
Oh no, Lewis!
Yeah, he's got-
Piastri.
Piastri.
Piastri's
Oh
done
my God.
Piastri's got to second.
Oh
Oh,
my god. Just what I'm saying.
Shabba.
Piastri's got to second.
Go on, Piastri.
Oh, Norris is going around the outside
Norris
of
as
Lewis.
Oh no.
Oh, Lewis has gone down to fourth.
Oh my god.
Lewis has gone down to fourth, guys.
Can I go home, please, Joe?
Oh no! But hold on, Piastri from fourth to
He got a jump
To
on his own
second.
teammate as well.
So the inside line was much better
than they were
Yeah,
expecting.
yeah, yeah.
100%. Oh,
you told me
dear.
it was going to be the left.
Oh god! Yeah, all the data went out the window instantly.
You told me the left was the strong side.
Forget it. Oh god.
Oh my god.
Scars Music says, for fuck's sake, Hammy, P4.
I'm so glad I used my head and I just said Max would win because I just.
Oh,
Otherwise,
Hamilton, that is just disaster.
it actually doesn't get any worse than
It
that.
looks like.
Oh, you.
Is that both Ferraris
Yeah, how
up
does
there?
Sainz get that high?
Has Sainz got himself into sixth?
Yeah, by the looks of it.
What? Is that both Ferraris? Or... It is.
Yeah.
It is both Ferraris.
What the
Sainz
hell?
on the softs has
Gaz-
gone from 11th to 6th.
Ricardo's had a big one, hasn't he? He's down in 18th.
Oh dear, Daniel.
George is all the
Where's-
way to
where's you?
14th.
Ocon and Gasly, there
What's
must have
this?
been.
There's something on the road. Yeah. Something
Yeah,
on the
I
road.
reckon
What
there
is
might
that?
have been some contact there or something.
What is that?
'Cause
They might have to. Are they gonna?
we did see a yellow flag on the second corner, but it went green pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So, Zhou down in 16th.
He dropped 11 places.
Zhou gone to 11th. Oh no. And Bottas gone to 12th. Well, that's Alpha's race basically done, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We said double points. They're not even in the top 10 either of them.
One lap and both of them gone from.
Nah, this is ridiculous. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
actually,
Gasly's coming to the pit.
this is actually a simulation. I'm telling you.
Gasly's gone in the pit, so there's obviously something happened. We haven't seen the replay of it yet.
Yeah, there's definitely contact.
Oh dear.
What kind of race is this?
NKT94 says the Alpines must have collided. Yeah, I think I agree. It's not good, that is it? Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Well,
That could be. He could be out.
Done. Gazzy's finished.
Gasly's gone. Bye.
Did you see the mechanic like, no. The mechanic was like, he looks at now, we're done here. Like,
He went.
Oh
That's
my
our weekend. Over.
I'm so annoyed with the
I
way this
can't.
has begun.
I'm.
What? I don't understand what
Shocked.
Ferrari are doing. Double both their cars in that position.
Yeah, I mean that is, and you know who's going to be
ridiculous.
screaming down the radio is Carlos Sainz saying, "I'm on the softer tyre.
I'm
let
quicker."
me
Yeah.
go. Let me
Yeah.
go."
He's gonna
And
get
actually,
through. He's gonna
they
get.
have to. They have to let him go because
Yeah,
he's done an
they do.
unbelievable job to
They
go
do.
5 places.
Yeah, they do have to let him go. They do.
It's because that DRS is going to open up now, so he's going to get it on his teammate. I don't think Leclerc's on the sort of.
Leclerc needs to let him through, man.
Let him through.
Leclerc's
Because he
actually.
could go and do Hamilton.
Yeah, Leclerc's actually holding him back. He's actually holding
Because
him
that
back.
gap will only widen.
Ferrari, be Ferrari. Let Lewis live.
No, come on, because that's actually. Do you know what? I was really disappointed with that qualifier yesterday, but they've actually made a ridiculously good decision on going on the softs, and they've made that work. We still need to see the replay from the start of the race to see exactly what happened. Why Zhou dropped down? What happened to Gasly? It looks like both Alpines are going to retire. Both, and that's twice in a row. We're seeing a double DNF from Alpine.
He's done.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Oh,
dear.
that's not good.
Double Alpine DNF back-to-back races. That is disgusting.
Max pumps in the fastest lap.
That's in.
Let's go to production to shed some light on what's happened so far.
That.
Hello, Coylin. How are you, mate?
Not too bad. How are you, Joe?
Very, very well. Better now that we're Ferrari at 5.6. Fill us in what's happened here.
Max got a rapid start.
So that's just one of the things I wanted to point out. Sainz on the softs already making positions, but also as well, if you look at Yuki Tsunoda, I don't know, was he involved in a bit of a collision there at the start, but he's up from 16th to 11th.
Wow.
On the softs. And the thing is about this circuit is because they're using the softer compounds and the characteristics of the track, they're going to be going 2 stops, maybe even 3 stops. I think it's quick enough.
Oh, wow. Look, this is Zhou Guanyu. I think he hits the anti-stall. Zhou Guanyu hits the anti-stall. Oh, mate.
That is horrendous.
I mean,
it's one of the worst
we're going to get a
starts.
view of the 2 Alpines colliding, I think.
That is one of the worst starts.
Oh,
oh my God. Oh my days.
He hits Ricciardo.
That is one of the worst starts I've seen to a race in a very long time.
He hits Ricciardo.
Do you know what that reminds me of? 2021 when Bottas went bowling. Remember when Bottas hit and he knocked to
Yeah.
Oh,
my days.
And he crashes into the back of Ricciardo, who actually had done an incredible job to get himself up, maybe even in a point position there. Yeah.
That's bad.
And I think it's a chain. I think Zhou hits Ricciardo, Ricciardo hits either Gasly or Ocon, and then those 2 DNF.
We're bowling again. Bowling in Hungary. Oh, he's gone on the... It's
gone on the grass.
That's why, mate. You forced it on the grass.
He did keep control.
Pierre Gasly gets hit by Ocon in that train.
There you go. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh,
that's always the danger when you go around the outside is you're taking everybody. Like everybody could be potentially going into you.
Great start.
Jamie Drummer in the comments says, "What's happened to Aston recently?" Well, the short answer is, or my understanding is that they haven't upgraded as well as the other teams have. They had an incredible start, but haven't sort of spent the money that the other teams have. Why do you think teams do that? Why do you think they kind of went heavy on the car at the beginning of the season and then are not upgrading it now?
I think that's what happens because it's a copy of the Red Bull, isn't it? So you can copy a car so far, but then you don't know what the development path is, do you?
Yeah.
So I think
now you got to figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
So we've got that DRS, which is now open.
Lewis is in
but
it.
But Verstappen is clear of it.
I can't lie, it's only just sinking in now how this started for us, and it doesn't feel good.
That's why I've been quiet, mate.
From like, it didn't hit me initially, but we've gone from 1st to 4th.
Yeah.
Verstappen is now doing what he does, and not even on the podium. Like, it's actually insane.
It didn't look like a bad start though, but it clearly wasn't great.
Wow.
Joe lied to us, by the way.
He did.
Massively.
About
The
what?
left! The left-hand side!
I know. Considering this is a sport,
The left-hand side!
the whole thing is based on data. Everyone's been going, that left side of the track's amazing.
And I was like, yeah, man.
The 2 cars that start on the right are in first.
I was like, I'm invested on the left side of the track.
Yeah. I felt calm about it.
I did. When he said that, he put me in a false sense of security. I was like, the left-hand side of the track, we're good. Do you know what I mean? We're going to be good. If anything, we might actually have Norris split the 2.
I thought that.
Next thing you know, Oscar Piastri's just flying past Norris.
I mean, let's have a chat about Oscar Piastri. That rookie performance so far this season, particularly in the last few races, he's essentially matching everything Norris has done, maybe generally a 10th off. But he's having an incredible season.
I think he might be, what's going on here? Oh, Perez is getting himself out of 12th or wherever he is. Where is he? 8th? 8th, yeah.
Trying to do Alonso.
trying to do Alonso. He'll be there.
Alonso's not going to let that happen.
We can go back to that because he ain't going to do that.
I think he's going to be the rookie of the year.
Oh, yeah, the DRS open, but Alonso is going to fight that to death. This is racing, this.
I think Piastri is top tier. I think he could be
special
for world titles and stuff.
Could be very, very, very special.
I think he could be better than Lando when it's all said and done.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
When it's all said and done, like how quickly, who's the best rookie? He's the best rookie since Max, maybe?
Yeah.
Got to be the best rookie since Max. So I think, and he's consistent as well.
Looking down, he probably is, isn't he? I mean, look, the car's very good now, the McLaren car. And I'll tell you what's so cool about the McLaren car, for me, is that Silverstone and here are such different tracks. If they can perform at Silverstone and they can perform, so far they've had an incredible weekend here, that will show how good this car is.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. I think it's a good car.
I feel like George had a really good rookie here, though.
In the Williams, though.
And not a great car.
Not a great car.
Mr. Saturday.
Yeah, Mr. Consistent, yeah.
I always think that's a diss when people call him Mr. Consistent.
Really?
Do you know what I mean? I got really upset last year.
He was really consistent last year, though.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
People were calling, what did they call him? What did Graham Souness call Casemiro? What did he call him? Do you know what I'm on about, though? And I was really annoyed about it. Yeah. What do you call him?
I can't remember.
Graham Souness. He literally just says stuff for the sake of
Steady
speaking.
Eddie, that was it. Steady Eddie.
Steady Eddie is disrespectful.
Yeah, yeah.
5-time Champions League winner.
I don't think consistent is. Steady Eddie is actually disrespectful. You call anybody a Steady Eddie, you do not rate them one bit. That's actually
That's
wild.
what I felt like they're doing to George, because they gassed him because he kept getting fifth, and I was like, okay, cool, but you got 8 points. Like,
I get you.
He should be at the, at the top. But
I think it's also because he was outperforming Hamilton last year as well.
Yeah.
So
for the first part,
Ferrari need to let Sainz go, play the team game.
Still not letting him through.
I don't know why they haven't done.
I love Ferrari, man. They actually implode.
Oh, I'll tell you why they haven't let him through. Because I thought he's over a second away from Leclerc. Of course they haven't let him go. I thought he was within 1 second, but he's not.
He was for those first couple of laps when you said it first. He was right on his tail.
Yeah.
And then
I wonder if he's had some team orders.
Well,
sit back.
Pit window's lap 21. So if he's on
for the mediums
soft,
or the softs?
yeah, the mediums. Okay. So he's probably looking towards the end of that soft pit window. If he can get to 15, he's done pretty well.
Yeah, he can do 15 laps on that.
And if he's soft, he's probably committed to 3 stops, hasn't he?
Yeah.
The thing is,
he's not going to go hards now.
Nah. He got him.
Perez done Alonso, but Alonso might have a look back through the outs.
Can you imagine if Perez was in the best car on the grid?
Stroll down in 1 point currently in 10th on the soft tyre.
There he is, yeah.
Come on, Alex. Come on.
Did you called Albon for, where is he? 15th.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's
unlikely. Hulkenberg's doing incredibly well.
Penalty. Oh, we got penalty. Yeah, 5 seconds.
Oh no. Oh, Joe.
That guy qualified 5th.
Qualified 5th. He's now 16th and got a 5-second penalty. Oh,
life comes at you fast.
It does.
You, man.
the 2 best performers from Saturday have had a nightmare start, haven't they?
Oh man.
Our surprises of the Saturday. Yeah. Oh, now the surprises of the Sunday.
Yeah. Oh.
You know when you have too many monsters and Red Bull cans, you really feel your body just deteriorating. That's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
Because to watch the games yesterday, the American time zones, obviously I had to have a Monster. What did I have? I think I had a Red Bull. And now I've had a Monster, and initially the hit was to keep me alive. Now I just feel like as if I'm evaporating into the atmosphere.
Well, look, but almost nobody really, particularly at those top positions, is within DRS of each other, which is quite interesting.
This is Monaco about the
You said
the
this
wall.
was going to be a good race. You are a liar. You're a cheat.
Mate, don't blame me. Blame Lewis Hamilton.
About the racing line. He told us about good.
I gave you so many stats about this freaking racing line. Yo,
the amount of things he told. I feel like you just jinxed everything. He just jinxed everything.
It's not my fault. Lewis Hamilton doesn't know where the right pedal is.
You watch your mouth.
Oh, who's that coming there? Albon into the pit.
To be fair, you are right, Joe, because you come down the left, even if you get caught on the inside, you've got the inside for the left.
Yeah, so you
should be fine.
You should be fine,
but
to lose 3 positions there's obviously something.
He's bogged down. The second phase, the first phase looked quick. Is the second phase? He's obviously got bogged down in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So, is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice while it lasted.
Yeah.
He was first.
One straight.
He was first for
about 250 yards.
Yeah, it was nice. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's Verstappen now nearly 3 seconds ahead.
But it surely gets a few demons and cobwebs out for him mentally as well, knowing that he can still stick it on pole in inferior machinery.
I hope he can, take the positives from it. But
yeah,
look, there's still 60 laps to go, so this is not done, of course. Let's look through the top 10. So Verstappen currently first, Piastri in second, Norris in third. We've got a bunch of guys coming into the pits.
What's going on here?
We'll have a look at these pit stops and then we will...
One of these guys...
Are we going to shout times out?
I can...
So is that Russell coming in? No.
You know when you can just feel
Stroll, Tsunoda, Bottas.
You know when you can just feel an unsafe release?
Yeah. That's long, 2.6.
Oh, nice!
Damn.
Snowden's
Your
having
first
a very...
attempt as well. Usually it takes a while to get into it. You were just like, bang.
Tsunoda just did a 7.3 second pit stop.
7.3.
What did he do? Take a shit or something? What do you mean a 7.3? What's going on there?
And he's straight last.
Yeah.
That is outrageous.
Where's Daniel? 14th.
14th. Not running great. I feel sorry for Daniel though, because he got caught up in that problem with Zhou Guanyu
In the
going
bowls,
into the back
in
of
the
him.
temping bowling.
Yeah. Russell's got himself up amazingly into a point position on those hard tyres. Look, I think that is slightly.
Yeah, he hasn't
might be
stopped
slightly.
yet.
Again, this is going to be me complaining about that they don't put down who's pitted and who hasn't. But I'm going to do a whole podcast
I was just about to say that.
Oh, here we go. Science switch position. I think it's too early.
I think it's too early. So Sainz saying he doesn't want to go through.
I want to know what happens at Ferrari.
why he doesn't
I
have the
actually want to
minerals.
know what happens at Ferrari.
Hold on.
He doesn't have the minerals. Who says that?
Is the
Hold
pit
on.
window?
Are we missing something dramatic there, or has Carlos Sainz just said he thinks it's too early for him to go ahead of? There's got to be a strategic thing that we don't understand. Oh, this is
Out of context,
This
Carlos.
is Tsunoda's slow stop. Oh, it's that front left, very very slow.
Out of context, Carlos.
Joe loves things simple, as we know, right? So it must drive you insane.
Yeah.
I'd pay to be in there.
Do the
debriefs
basics
to find
right.
out what they talk about. Do you know what I mean?
How can you have this
Simple
saying?
basics. And
Do
then-
the basics right and you
then
support Ferrari.
LFC for the double says Carlos is Harry Kane. Hashtag no ambition.
I love that.
Oh,
Scared
God.
of success.
And Zhou Guanyu's just done a 9.7.
What are these lot doing? I don't
So,
understand. Are they putting hamstrings in there?
It's early. I just caught on a text. They said, I'm guessing it was Davidson, said Lewis says he doesn't have the pace to get the two McLarens. But they're rapid on those, mediums.
Mate,
He was-
the McLaren has been so quick.
He was
this
heavy on
weekend.
the compliments last time.
He loves McLaren.
He loves them, yeah.
Ryan Walker, do you think Norris will get a podium? I really do.
You know what, yeah?
I really do, man.
You know when Lewis was complimenting them after, I don't know if it was the last race, because it feels like forever since we've done one of these, but it sounded like he wanted to go home.
There was talk of that yesterday. No, there was talk of that yesterday.
Seriously.
Was it yesterday or Friday? People were saying if
He talks like that's his team.
because they keep on, Lewis and Toto keep saying the contract's done.
Yeah.
So this weekend it was emotionally done. 2 weeks ago it was done by Silverstone and it keeps on going. And people saying the way that McLaren are, if he sees the right things, he might fancy
But there's
it.
no space.
Well, then
Well,
there's-
yeah, who'd you been off?
You're
That's
not.
the
You're
thing.
not. Zach has not been off Lando because that's his son.
Well, unless Lando was to go authentically to somewhere like Red Bull or Ferrari and a seat became available, there'd have to be quite a lot of like
There's a
jiggling
lot of
around.
move, and Piastri they just got him.
Lando to Red Bull, Perez to Ferrari.
Perez to
Ferrari.
I knew again.
Get away from my team!
I knew again. I knew again.
I was with you there. You had me in the first half, and I was like, "Where are you going with this?" When I heard Perez to Ferrari,
I knew that again.
I was like, "Where are you going with that one?"
Ricciardo to Ferrari.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Lando to Red Bull, Leclerc to Mercedes, Lewis to McLaren.
I'll tell you what's sad, Zhou Guanyu down in 18th, but he's still the quickest man on track in Sector 2 and Sector 3 currently. Oh man,
He's the quickest.
the quickest man on track in Sector 2 and 3 currently.
If this is his peak, and he has to tell his grandkids about this one day. One day I qualified 5th, and then what happened in the race? Oh, I just got crashed. I crashed into everybody. I got
He's
5
he's
second penalty.
quicker than Verstappen in Sector 2 and 3.
Yeah, Bottas has just got fastest lap.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay.
Very, very, very interesting. We've got the 3 softest types of tyres here, so even the guys that are running hards, they're actually not that hard. Their tyre. They're more. They're actually the medium tyre from last year.
I figured out after the last stream, by the way. That's why Russell went so far in those softs, because they were really hard.
They were hard soft.
They
But
were
still,
really
that
hard.
was still an
Still
very
good, yeah,
impressive
yeah.
For new viewers, they must be like, what on earth are they talking about? I've learned hard tyres, soft tyres, wet tyres, medium tyres. Now you're telling me that there's hard softs and soft hards and medium.
C1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's 5 different types of tyre that you can bring, and depending on the track, they'll bring harder tyres or softer tyres.
Next thing you're going to tell them there's dry wets.
Yeah. You got inters.
Yeah.
We're looking at maximum pace to target lap. That's Piastri on the radio.
He's got the hurry up. So, I tell you what, actually, the reason they're probably saying that is there's a shot for Lewis to undercut here, you know. Lewis has a shot at an undercut on Norris, which is probably why they're pushing Piastri on so that Norris can catch him a little bit. Max is 5 seconds up front.
Perez is just in DRS of Carlos Sainz as well.
Are they new hards? They're old hards, aren't they?
They are the tyre that he started on, yes, but Sainz is also on the tyre that he started on.
That's
so the
true.
soft is going to be much more burnt out than the hard.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I don't know if it's because I'm a Lewis fan, but it does feel weird to see McLaren and Mercedes fighting. It feels like two brothers are fighting.
Yeah,
I don't really like it.
Jamie says Perez to Ferrari. Jesus, there's enough chaos in Ferrari already. Correct, Jamie. Hard agree with you there, mate. Logan Sargent coming into the pit. I mean, as long as it's quicker than 6 seconds, it'll be a good stop by today's standards.
Yeah.
Interesting to see what he's got there.
What we got here? This is that's a 2.9.
Oh my God!
3-2. Wow. 5.
Slow.
So slow.
Oh
so
dear.
slow.
Is he like? Oh, here he is, back in position.
Zhou Guanyu
he
takes
would've
the
got
place.
out.
He would have got ahead.
He would have been out in front of Zhou, but ultimately,
Yeah, he would have got taken over.
would've got
Anyway.
taken
they're
over,
fighting
anyway.
for the last 2 positions. It's not going to change things too much, I don't think.
Max is a pit stop ahead of up to 8th
Wow.
already.
Again, is that front left tyre again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Front left is giving a lot of people bother in that pit lane.
Interesting.
I'm getting a neat burger after this. A commiseration neat burger.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton's neat burger. Mate, I have one most weeks. Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Such a disappointment.
Not the burger.
No offense on the burger.
This is Perez, there we go. He's going to do Carlos on the softs. Not this time, but he will
Switcheroo.
get him very shortly, I'd imagine. Again, so Perez is going to do a job and finish somewhere, probably 3rd or 4th. And people are going to go, oh yeah, but he went from 9th to 3rd or 4th. Shouldn't be starting 9th.
Yeah.
Should be coming 2nd every race.
Literally, yeah.
If I see Checo's going past me, I'll box, but not yet. Good
call.
Well, go now then, because he's about to go past you. I guess he's hoping he can hold him up.
Yeah, he's holding him up for Charles, isn't he?
It's good team play.
Well, that's what Ferrari need to do because they're not going to win anything. They're not going to. I think we could go a season without winning a race. So we need to get points on the board for constructors, not individual points for drivers. And we need to not finish 4th or 5th if McLaren suddenly come back. Jesus, we need to be beating Aston Martin.
Well, you don't have to worry about Alpine anymore.
No, double DNF, man.
That's
2 races in a row.
That's actually insane.
It's disgusting. Yeah, awful for them.
Really bad.
It's a bit like American sport with this whole testing and win tunnel stuff. Is the box.
Are they going to fuck this up now? We've been getting a lot of slow pit stops.
It's going to be 2.4. That's my prediction.
Yeah,
it's going to be a great stop, Joe. It's going to be a fantastic stop.
Come on, please.
I'm going with a 3.2.
Oh, he's just...
I locked it! Oh my God.
Mate,
they haven't even got in yet.
He's fine.
Oh my God.
So what? He's going on to
fine.
hard
Locked
tyres.
it.
He's on the box. They got in and out.
Good stop.
2.4.
Good stop.
2.5.
Nah, 2.4.
Slower, quicker. 2-2.
I'm going to go 2.5.
It's definitely
They'll never
2.4.
know.
They might tell
They'll
us.
just never tell us. They don't even know.
That was a good stop,
He
though.
locked that, man.
Tell us what it is.
Don't know why.
Oh my gosh.
I worry so
I'm not
much
gonna lie,
Carlos Sainz going into the pit lane. Mate, he locks up so often and has had penalties in the past for speeding in the pit lane.
For such an elite sport, don't you feel like sometimes there's just like so many just amateur errors? We didn't even get the pit stop time.
Yeah.
100%.
That just doesn't happen in any other sport. Do they ever like not give you the score in a football game?
Yeah. The amount of data that they have.
I just don't understand why we don't get the basics. Do the basics right.
Do the basics right. God, man, let me tell you. Amazingly, Ricciardo is in a points position, but that is caveated with that he hasn't stopped yet, so he'll be much further back.
Were you here for? I wasn't. Were you here for Austria? I'm glad I wasn't here for Austria track limits. I would have.
Oh, I was here.
man,
Yeah, I was
crazy.
here for that.
Oh, you were here?
Over 1,000
Yeah.
something.
I think I would have. I
breaches.
think I was just tearing you off.
Yeah.
Is Lewis in the pits?
It's ridiculous.
He's going for the undercut. It's got to be a good stop.
They really need a good stop here.
Abby's gonna be laughing at me now. I just remembered
What is that?
because the whole Hamilton versus Verstappen thing. She's a Red Bull fan.
Decent stop, very decent stop, very
2.8.
respectable 2.8.
Good by today's standard. And here comes George out in front.
Yeah, George will go in front, but I imagine Actually, it'd be interesting to see how far in front he
I
is.
think.
Yeah,
We
he's
need
a bit
this.
short.
just about should be in front of.
Yeah.
No,
He might get
He's
done
got it.
here.
He's got it. He's got it. He's got
I
it.
don't know. He's going to get DRS, isn't he?
It's Daniel Ricciardo and Lewis Hamilton battling here.
Wow.
Nice.
Never thought it'd be saying that again.
Nico Hülkenberg's just done a 3.9 stop. That is slow.
So McLaren need to box Norris right now. And the question is, what's McLaren's pace like on the hards? They're rapid on the softs. Don't think they were that great on the hards. So we'll see. Tyre warm-up's going to be an issue. Lewis has got to break DRS. Here we go, box
So
for Norris.
Norris is going to come in. They're going
This
to
is
do
big
him
pit stop
first.
now. Have to get this. They have to be quick here.
Come on, 4.9. Come on.
No.
It's
no,
been really,
McLaren's
the pit stops
done
today have
good
been
race.
really
Come on.
bad. I'm hoping Verstappen and Red Bull just like choke in the pit stops.
If anyone's not going to mess up a pit
It's
stop, though,
literally
Red
them,
Bull.
yeah, exactly.
So good.
What do you
Exactly.
reckon? This will be quick.
I think they'll do a solid one.
Lando Norris in the pit. Come on, let's have a good one. Come on, let's have a good one, please.
Bang.
Good
Yeah,
stop.
strong.
Decent.
2-3. That's
Too
so quick.
strong,
Charles
strong.
Leclerc coming in. Now this is big. Oh no!
Nice. Yeah, go on, Ferrari.
Oh no!
This is what they do every time. I told you. This is what they do every time. Without fail, Ferrari will always be there every time. I told you every time. Do you know what?
Who's that?
Ferrari are actually so predictable. It's not even funny. Look, they're gonna get overtaken.
We've just done a 9-4
Ferrari
stop.
are so predictable in the worst way, and I fucking love it.
I tell you what. Well, the
9-4, man.
A 9-4, nearly 10 seconds. You could have done a
In a sport
5-second penalty and still done better.
where
That's wild. That's wild. I hadn't even thought of that.
You could do a 5-second penalty and get out quicker.
So
It's outrageous.
this is big coming up. Piastri's just been told to box. However, Lando might jump him. He might get the undercut here.
God.
Yeah, he may well do.
So he's got hope for he's in the pits.
Why
You know what I'm laughing about?
We've got to see Piastri
I just know
stop.
F1 Twitter is going to be onto Ferrari again.
Yeah, always.
Here's Piastri's stop.
Is it long?
Oh, God. That's how you do it.
Really good stop.
That's how you do it.
McLaren are back.
Oh
McLaren.
man! And I was just complimenting for 2 seconds.
I can't believe how
2 seconds.
Oh,
dead.
it's gonna be close. Here we go. Yep, Norris
Norris
has
is
got
going to
him.
have the jump.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
No, that's naughty.
That's naughty.
That's
and they just did the
Wow.
pit stop of their life, and he's still out behind.
That's really naughty. So Lewis is 9 seconds. What? How's Lewis 9 seconds behind this?
Danny Rick's in the pits. Wow,
What?
Lando Norris gets the jump on Piastri, and his tyres are not that much older. I think they're older by 2 laps.
One lap.
Yeah, Lawrence literally just came in.
But why is Lewis so far behind? The stop
Was
wasn't
that a 2-second
bad.
pit stop?
It's like
Two
2 point.
dead.
Yeah. Was it 2
2
dead?
seconds dead, 2.0.
Lord heavens.
Oh
That's
dear.
really, is that the fastest one of the season?
It will be the quickest this
No
season.
one's done a 1 point anything. No.
No, there's only been one 1.9.
Yeah.
It was a Red Bull.
Do you remember somebody predicted, was it you? Or,
Yeah, I predicted a 1.9 once. I was like, that's a 1.9! I went, that's only happened once.
Never happened.
ever.
in the history of the sport.
Oh, God.
God.
So who's still due to stop? Both the Red Bulls are due to stop. Alonso is due to stop.
Russell.
And Russell is due to stop, of course he is.
How is Lewis like? Maybe I read that wrong. What's Lewis saying here?
How have they got 9 seconds ahead all of a sudden? That's a crazy amount.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
They're quick,
Lewis.
man. You better go home, bro. You better go home.
Oh,
bro.
But he was only 2 seconds ahead. It's been 2 laps.
Yeah. And it's not like
Yeah.
his pit stop was bad either.
Bizarre.
They put some nitrous in the back of that car and just bombed it.
Oh,
So
God.
Norris getting 0.8.
I'm not really ready to process anything else.
I know you're
What's
not.
happened with
I know you're
Charles.
not.
Can you tell that
You're.
I've glazed
You know when
over?
we were sitting there silent when we watched Hamilton just go from first to fourth. We had to
There's
just
Joe. Yeah,
deep
yeah,
it. He is now deep in what happened to Leclerc, and it's not
P10.
nice.
I can't believe this.
No man.
I just...
Ferrari are actually.
Well, he's going to do Lance Stroll.
Ferrari are actually.
Come
They're
on!
comedians. They're actually comedians.
Commiseration. Come on. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
It's not boring though. I have to tell you.
If Leclerc doesn't do a 9.4 there, he's up close to Hamilton.
He's ahead of Hamilton.
If he does a 2...
He's ahead of Hamilton.
Yeah. That's absolutely just unforgivable. Do the basics right.
It has to be tyre warm up on those Mercs meant that outlap was terrible. It must have been the outlap.
Had to be something.
Yeah,
They just plummeted, didn't they?
It has to be the outlap. Maybe the overcut is the way to go. It has to be the overcut.
Well, that's what worked with Norris, didn't it?
Yeah, it worked with Norris. Good point.
Yeah.
It must be that the tyres aren't hot when they're on. But Norris, I mean, you know. Okay, so this is Alonso coming in. He's going to fall quite far back, I'd imagine.
Let's see what Aston Martin are on.
You lift that gun up, ready to go.
That was good from that side anyway. And left front again. Oof. Is it left front again?
It looked like there was nearly an issue, something on the left, definitely, Matisse.
Do you know what's going to be bananas? If there's a safety, if there's a safety car, Perez could come out P2 and Russell P5 if there's a safety car.
Yeah, you're completely right.
I can see it happen. I know George is a safety car merchant. He was last season. He loved it.
Yeah, literally.
He was a safety car merchant last year.
My 10th prediction is hot.
God, no.
Valtteri Bottas in 10th.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's my 10th prediction.
Alex is 12th, by the way.
That's good.
What do you want me to do here, says Piastri? For the moment, look after the tyres. Priority is target lap. We want to get to plan A, target lap. Interesting.
Management.
Do you want me to attack Lando? He's basically asking. This is one of those situations where he'll take it on the chin today, but you never forget.
Yeah.
And he got screwed at Silverstone as well, didn't he?
Yeah. And when he's not that much slower.
Yeah.
How long can you bite your tongue?
Yeah.
Lando Norris, that's the fastest lap. We're 22 laps into a 70-lap race. We've had very clean racing, apart from that first corner where both the Alpines smacked into each other due to a very slow start from Zhou Guanyu. But apart from that, it's been very clean racing, very clean overtakes, some slow pit stops. And just as I say that, we're almost certainly due a crash. Classic.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't happen. We don't want a safety car now.
No, bad time.
Unless you're a Red Bull fan and then you want a safety car.
Yeah. No safety cars.
It's the very quick Alfa Romeo having a look around the outside there.
What loose cannons are out? So Ocon's out, he's a loose cannon. Stroll's still about.
Yeah, Stroll's actually done quite well to get himself into a points position. Again, I think it's the overcut. I think he's come in. Has Stroll come in? Or is he due a stop? This is Fernando Alonso doing the move on, or trying to do the move on Valtteri Bottas. Oh, he gets it done down the inside.
Yeah.
Great move.
So the short version of it is if it's not going your way at the minute, as in Hamilton and the Ferraris, you need to push for a 2. Yeah, you've got to go for a 2 stop and try and hang these tyres out.
Yeah.
McLaren could probably look at 3. Hamilton's catching Russell pretty quickly, apparently. Yeah, because he was quite a way behind, wasn't he? I can't believe he's 10 seconds behind Piastri.
Crazy, isn't it?
That's ridiculous.
Here's Max, box.
McLaren really have come out of nowhere, man.
Yeah, Lewis is really... He's just got like half a second in that space.
Lewis is going to be waxing lyrical about McLaren again today.
He's, yeah.
They're
asking for a seat back.
They're unbelievable. They're so fast.
There he goes, another 3 tenths Lewis just took in that 15 seconds or whatever it was.
That McLaren package.
Do you think he's doing that to like nudge Toto Wolff and be like, come on, fix up here?
I don't think Lewis Hamilton says anything without thinking it through. He's so smart.
Yeah.
Like,
and he knows the sport so well.
I know he obviously loves that team, but the overpraising of McLaren is like a dig at Mercedes at the same time.
Yeah, I think he knows exactly. Nobody knows the sport better than Lewis Hamilton. He'll know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Verstappen coming into the pit. Okay.
There's a problem with the front left.
Yeah, I can't.
Can we have a Bottas from Monaco where they can't get it off? Could you imagine?
Please.
Oh,
pretty quick.
Do you know what? Asking for Red Bull to mess up a pit stop is really just a pointless exercise.
Yeah.
So upset when he said that.
I'm fuming. They just won't ever just give it up. Just one race of complacency.
Completely in his own race.
All you're asking for from Red Bull is just one weekend off. Just one weekend of complacency. Okay. They're like robots.
Yeah, I like robots.
Oh my.
So Perez is due a stop, Russell is due a stop, and Lance Stroll is due a stop. I wasn't sure. Oh no.
Yeah, Stroll's due a stop
at some point.
Oh, what? No,
he's done 18 laps on the hard, so he must have stopped very early.
Yeah.
Or put hard. Maybe these are hards that he qualified in as well.
Yeah, maybe. But we're on lap 24 though.
This is why they need a pit stop graphic. Man. They really do.
Yeah.
We need to actually start that petition.
Because it's like they deliberately make it complex,
so
that people don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
They probably do that on purpose for the
Perez and
suspense.
Russell are definitely hanging out for a safety car right now.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely in
They've
there.
got nothing to lose though, because they'll drop right back down when they pit.
Yeah. Lewis is going to be on his gearbox in the there he is, look. He's coming and sliding around the corner.
I didn't realise how close they were until you
like,
said that, and then I seen the image and I was like, Jesus, he's literally stalking him right
I
now.
wonder if they'll let Hamilton go. I mean, they have to, don't they?
Yeah, they'll let him go.
Or just pit Russell so that there's no competition, but they have to.
They'll let him through.
Lewis hates safety cars ever since 2021. Even last season they kept doing him over.
Here comes Perez into the pit.
Perez is coming in.
Norris now is in
waited long
second
enough.
place in this Grand Prix.
They'd be smart to bring George in now so they don't get in each other's way.
Oh, that's a bit slow from Red Bull.
Did they not? It looked like I must have.
What was that?
It looks like that front right has got. No, I must be complete. Oh, they're used from quali.
Yeah.
These are used mediums he's put on.
Yeah.
I was going to say they didn't look like
fresh.
Yeah, they didn't look like.
What was that time? 2.8.
Slick at all. I think it was a 2.8. Yeah.
Even when Red Bull looks slow, they're still not that slow.
Now I want to grab.
I thought that was a 3.
How many laps he's done on those mediums?
Right. Russell's let Hamilton through, or he's overtook him, one of the two. I'm guessing he's let him through.
I think he's letting him through.
Yeah, and Perez has split the Ferraris.
That's Lewis saying now. Where am I losing all the time? It's just the car is slow. A lot of it is the straight line, then to these bloody.
Are you turning the engine down? Negative. We're doing things to improve the temperature situation. He's literally asking if they're slowing the car down.
That is not going to go down well with the engineers. Not the engineers. Sorry, the pit lane.
Sorry for that side. That's because Mike, and I'm going to start ranting. Mike Elliott went with that same concept that the only way that it has any downforce is to raise it so it's draggy, so that it's just rubbish on the straights. It can't compete on the straights. What's George saying? Probably the same thing. Why are we so slow?
I think they're talking about the.
I'm looking forward to the interviews after.
Well,
do you know what? I'm glad you used your head because I didn't. Looking at this,
you have to. You have to.
How far ahead he is, but that Red Bull would have breezed by.
Yeah, they would have
Lewis.
breezed them. They would have taken them to the cleaners.
The Mercedes was quick in a one.
Would have taken them to the cleaners, man.
No race pace today.
But if you remember, in Q1 and 2, Lewis he scraped through Q1. He got through Q2 just about, but it's on the softs. He was rapid.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Oh, Carlos is chasing George.
Yeah,
are we gonna get the graphic, the strike? I like that little strike.
Striking
graphic.
distance.
Yeah.
Well, he must. I think he's in striking distance because he's in DRS.
He is in striking. Oh, we don't even need striking
distance. Russell is due a stop any second.
Yeah.
So
I think he's better off just stopping.
I think he probably would just not let him go, but he's gonna have much chance against. Actually, I don't know. It depends how old Sainz's tyres are as well. I guess so. He won't let him go.
So I think, judging by the race pace, the start didn't matter. Lewis, the best he could have got was P4 because those McLarens are quick, rapid.
Yeah.
Like he lost 9 seconds on an outlap.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's crazy, isn't
ridiculous.
it? It's actually mad.
That is bananas.
He's gonna be fuming when he gets off this.
I can't quite believe that Sainz is going to be up in 5th from 11th.
I'm not even going to bring it up. He should be 6th, by the way, mate. But
because of Leclerc.
Yeah, he should be 6th, but
yeah.
Oh
my God!
Hey, where'd that come from?
Is that Perez on Sainz?
He's
going to have the
Where did Perez
inside
come
line.
from? Oh my days!
He's going to have the inside line.
Oh, nice. Well done,
does
Perez.
Does he squeeze in?
Well done. Nah, Perez, that's clean.
Perez is such a
clean. Perez just moved mad aggressive.
He's just got to leave George out there now, lads.
Yeah.
Like, he's just got to be a blocker.
Yeah, 100%.
Just put the brake on it. As soon as
Come
you get
on,
around this
Sainz,
corner.
man.
Perez just roughed him up. He just said, listen.
Perez, man.
Sainz is too nice, I told you.
Sainz is too nice.
He's too nice, man. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have that little craziness that you need. I don't see it anyway. Maybe other people do, but I don't see it.
I think I agree, to be honest.
I've said it for so long. I really just don't see it in terms of that little. He's a very good driver, but he doesn't have that little
Well, his dad was a driver and he was a champion, but he wasn't a Formula 1 driver, and there's levels to it, right?
Yeah.
There's levels to it. I like that, Checo. Where's this been, Checo? Where's that been? Where's that been? The last 7 races.
I think he put. There's an argument here that he puts his elbows out too much.
Does it not just feel like Sainz just lets him through? He doesn't even try.
I think Perez goes too wide there. I think
Sainz never moves across to kind of like squeeze Perez. Like Perez was not alongside
Sainz. Clean
Sainz.
driving. He
didn't squeeze him. He should have just squeezed him.
Yeah, but then he might get a penalty.
I don't think he does because Perez was not half a car's length.
I'm biased because I'm a Ferrari fan, but
yeah, stop this.
Coming from
you deserve better. You deserve better than this. Yeah, but my bias is with a world champion. Do you know what I'm saying? I've seen the glitz and the glamour.
Here he goes. Perez got him here. He should get him. George, what's he on the inside for?
Oh my God, these guys are just walking.
George. Oh no, very clever, George. Very clever.
Oh, we're done.
These guys.
It's going to be Perez again.
I thought that was contact there. Go on, just throw it on the inside. Throw it out,
dash it, man. Come on.
Perez again is probably going to finish 4th, and we're going to go, oh, he had okay race, but that's not good enough.
No, I'm not letting Perez get away with it. Perez patrol remains.
Do you remember when George took out Valtteri and then pointed at him?
Yeah. Yes. In the Williams, That was straight. That was wild. That was crazy.
He took him out in the
and that was when he was vying for a Mercedes seat, taking out the Mercedes car.
Bam, took him out, and then he went to him. It's your fault.
Yeah, mad.
A lot of agreement with you guys saying about Sainz not having the edge. Jamie saying Sainz doesn't have the edge like his father did in WRC, correct? Ooh. And IBK Main says Sainz hasn't got that dog in him.
He doesn't have
it. He doesn't have the dog in him. Is George coming back? Oh, no, he's not. Oh,
like, this is Formula 1. Look at the personalities on the grid. Like, you got Verstappen. Do you know what I mean? We've seen what Hamilton's like. Even like go back to the Vettels and the Kimmies, the Alonsos. Like you have to have that special something
we've got
in
someone
you
coming in. I think
to be a world champion. You know,
George. Yeah, he did his job.
Georgie coming in.
So where's George going to come back out? He's going to just fall down. I reckon like P12 maybe. What we're saying in the pits? What a disappointing day so far, mate.
Not a bad stop.
Yeah, really disappointing. I think
2-9.
I don't know what it.
P12 might have been right. No, a bit more than that, I think. 12.
Oh, he's going to tumble.
13.
Hulkenberg's going to do him as well for sure.
14. And who's that chasing behind as well?
Zhou,
yep. Zhou's rapid too.
14th, yeah.
Oh gosh, he waited for that safety car. Oh, that's depressing. Max has got a whole pit stop in hand on Lewis.
Oh. The Lewis Verstappen fight was over in the first corner, unfortunately.
It was crazy.
Didn't get to see that, did we?
It's crazy how we was hoping that Lewis would still be hanging with Verstappen at this point, but
it was over in the first 10 metres.
Yeah, bleak.
Oh gosh.
Life comes at you fast.
I feel like United just lost the title or something on the last day of the season.
You know what it is with me? Yeah, I never thought as much as I was buzzing to have him on the pole, I didn't actually think he was going to win. So I'm disappointed, but I'm not really that shocked.
We're not quite halfway through the race. Anything could happen.
Unless Verstappen bins it. Yeah. And even then, McLaren's winning. So
Verstappen bins it, and then McLaren's
crash into each other.
Nico and Lewis and crash into each other.
Then we have a chance.
And Perez does Perez things.
Yeah. Perez patrols.
Yeah, Perez patrols.
Then we might have a chance. Nah. It's McLaren's that will take it if
Perez
anything
eating into Lewis's time. Not really.
Yeah, I think he's knocked about a second and a half off actually. So
has he?
Yeah, he is absolutely eating into it.
He's on.
That's a lovely move from George on Nico Hulkenberg there. Really nice driving.
Did you see what Max said yesterday about starting P2? He said in this car, it might have been a shot at Perez by the way. He said it doesn't matter in this car, you can start P10 and still win. That's what he said yesterday. So it might have been a little sneaky, because he loves a little dig at Perez, doesn't he? Time. He loves a little kidney shot at him. A gentle one of those ones where you feel it, but you can't call the police or tell someone about it. It's just a little.
Danny Rick, another pit, comes out last.
Gosh.
Looks like the AlphaTauri will be looking at a 2-stop today.
Alfa Romeo, man.
I can't.
Perez.
I don't even know what to say.
Just really, get lost. I don't.
Wow.
I hate his race engineer as well. He sounds like a robot. Do you know what I'm on about? That guy.
Yes, I do. Yeah, he's quicker in 2 of the sectors.
You know the guy, right?
Let's head over to Hoyland in production.
You'll never unhear that now, will you?
No.
Just a bit of news on Esteban Ocon after his accident at the start of the race. He's gone to the medical centre because he took a bit of a whack in his back on Saturday, bounced up and down. But he's generally okay. I think it's just for precaution thing, but I'll let you guys know as soon as I hear out more.
Yeah, car flicked up over Gasly's
right.
tyre. Yeah, good to know that he's okay, and fingers crossed it won't get any more serious.
I think back pain is probably the biggest.
Well, imagine that whiplash.
Oh.
I think knee or ankle, if you're driving, would be the worst because you can tinny up and down, aren't you? I don't know.
Or just any of it.
Yeah,
though.
anything.
Because
anything.
they're sitting in the car like I can't even demonstrate, but like their feet are like aren't they? Like they're almost lying down.
I went go-karting a couple of weeks ago and my back was in bits coming
Kills
out.
you, doesn't it? It kills you the next
It
day.
really actually
Were
does.
you any good?
I won, yeah. I won.
He said that casually, didn't
Give
he?
the certificate out. Prove
Yeah,
it.
I won.
Prove it.
I wasn't playing around.
Prove it.
I went in. I didn't eat breakfast that day. I went in really. I went in at a really lightweight. And I put my foot down for half an hour, and I was just absolutely sending it into the corners.
Let's go next week then.
We should. Oh, you're good in it. you said that with a lot of confidence. You're the first person that's been on this channel that actually wanted to do it. Everybody else is like,
I'm always up for it. As long as we don't do the one which is multi-layered, because I'm too heavy. I just get stuck on the ramps.
I'm an outdoors person. Anyway.
Yeah.
Not really at indoors.
Initial thoughts on this compound.
Yeah, they're talking about the tyre.
Doesn't matter, Max.
Yeah.
Max could have the C5.
Max
So
needs
the C5.
Max needs to stop trying to
the
pretend
van.
like as if something's going to happen.
Albon onto the pit.
Have you seen Checo in 3.6 now? He took a second and a half in the last 2 laps.
Oh my god. Yeah, it'll be right onto the back of Hamilton.
P5, mate.
Here we go. Oh, Abby's in the group chat kicking off about Red Bull, I'm sure.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Oh dear.
I want to see him have a challenge. That's what I want to see him do. Win something with a challenge. Honestly, if he's going to be great, he's got to face some sort of
adversity. I agree.
And win with a challenge. He had the best car last year, and his teammate doesn't challenge him.
Yep.
He's had the best car this year. Oh no! Look what they're giving me. That I like that graphic normally.
What?
Striking distance. Get that off the screen.
Question from South London's finest B. Question, guys. In your opinion, who is the true wonder kid of Red Bull? Is it Verstappen or Vettel? If Verstappen wins 4 in a row like Vettel did, then I'd probably say Verstappen.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I think, and it's going to be controversial, I think it's hands down Seb. I think it's easy to forget how it felt during Seb's dominance. It felt like Schumacher.
Yeah.
It felt like Schumacher and Hamilton. Like, it felt like that dominance where you're like, this guy, and I know...
But do you feel that now?
No, I don't feel like that with Matt.
Do you think you'll feel it in 2 years? If he does it another 2 times?
Maybe.
Do you know what? It's because his first couple of titles were controversial.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to talk about the first one, because that was massively controversial.
The cap,
the cafeteria overspend.
They you know, there's an argument that they've cheated to get this advantage again. I'm going to leave that can of worms.
It felt like
I'm going to leave that.
It felt like
that can of worms.
It felt like his first
his
first 2 titles were overshadowed by something other than him, which is not how it should be.
Yeah.
And this car's lingering. Like, this car is still a lingering of that car and that overspend. It really is. See, Lewis spoke about it the other day, didn't he? Because there's talk that other teams have overspent. And the moment they didn't punish Red Bull, now all the cars are going to think, well, sod it, I'm going to overspend.
Yeah,
if I'm just going to lose about 10% win time, I'll just overspend.
Yeah, Max is definitely a generational driver, but I want to wait before I say definitively better than Seb, because Seb was ridiculous as well.
I think if you look at 2012, when Seb had competition from Alonso, Seb was unflappable, whereas I think Max is very flappable.
Interesting.
I don't think he's as good a qualifier either. I think Max is a good qualifier, but he's like 8 out of 10, but Seb was ridiculous.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Mr. Legendary 84 says Vettel was younger as well.
Vettel was younger as well.
You gave me mad flashbacks.
Yeah, that number one. I used to hate when he held that finger up.
Oh my god, I actually... that was actually draining watching him.
Is it
win
something?
every title.
Do you think it's something about that team because Vettel wasn't very likable? A lot of people don't like Max, and then as soon as he left, Vettel became really humble.
It is something
and
about that. It is
likeable
something
and-
about that team.
They play the card. They're
the
happy to
villains.
be the villains of
They
F1.
are the villains.
They're happy
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
And look, they do it well.
But I'm glad
win
they
with
play
it.
that card because someone has to be the villain.
Yeah.
Like I actually, as much as I laugh about Ferrari making mess all the time, like I would be happy for them if they won a championship. I like McLaren. I like Mercedes. So someone has to be the villain.
But it should be
Aston feel a bit
Ferrari.
villainous, I think.
They Aston do feel villainous.
There's something.
You
even
think
though
so,
it's
yeah?
the James Bond's car,
It's the Strolls
it's-
and
it's the
Alonso.
Stroll,
It's
yeah.
Strolls
Yeah.
and Alonso.
There's something a little bit like. You're happy for them because they're on the way back, but there's something about them where like Lance Stroll is like a Bond. Lawrence Stroll is like a Bond villain.
He is a Bond villain, isn't he? And his son, and he pays his son out. That's
Yeah.
Bond villain, isn't it? And then Alonso is like the really good henchman, the final boss before you get to the villain. The unstoppable guy, yeah.
I feel like Kimi Raikkonen would have fit in that team quite well.
Yeah, Kimi would have fitted that team. Do you know who should be the villains though? Ferrari should be the villains. I grew up with Ferrari as the villains. Unstoppable
Yeah, they
Schumacher
should be.
with Ross
Yeah,
Brawn.
they should be. They should be.
He's incredible those days. Oh, George got himself in the top 10.
Yeah, he's into the points.
Steady Eddie.
He's just done Bottas.
He's a steady
Steady
Eddie.
Eddie.
Steady Eddie.
Nah, he's better than that.
So he's a net eighth. He's net eighth. Net eighth. George Russell, net eighth. Oh, he's on the mediums.
on the medium tyre.
Yeah, he's loving life on mediums.
And although the Alpha's been very good this weekend, it's not as quick a car as the Mercedes is, particularly with DRS.
It's going to be a big inquest at Alpine, man.
Well,
Double
bad,
back-to-back
man.
races, double. That is ridiculous.
Not even no.
When was the last time
pointers.
that even happened?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but that's,
Double DNF.
That's
Back to
big.
back. That is outrageous.
All right, I want to throw one out there for you then, Matisse, for your patrol. I think someone is undercover masquerading. Although I like him and I think he's quick.
This is an Alpine driver.
Esteban Ocon,
Yeah, I knew
wherever he
it.
goes,
I knew
beefs with his teammates.
Yep.
And he has some sloppy races,
Scrappy.
and he's scrappy, and he hides away because he'll get like a win one year.
Should we
They
call
got
him
that one.
Ocon the obstacle?
The Ocon obstacle, yeah. I was going to say obsolete. But
Would you guys agree that Charles is the best qualifier on the grid right now?
Charles Leclerc.
That's the question from MC.
Charles Leclerc is the best. Where did he qualify yesterday?
Sixth.
Silverstone?
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head. He's had one pole this season in Baku.
I think over one lap, Charles is right up there with Hamilton and Norris. I think
agree.
they're the top 3 one-lap merchants on their day.
Above Verstappen.
I don't think Verstappen's rapid on his day. I think he's very quick, but I can only think
You're
of
going to
one.
piss off so many people.
I'm a-
Me and him are just looking back at each
okay.
other. We know what
I'm
TikTok
okay.
are like.
You mean for
absolute
for
one lap
pace.
Absolute one lap pace.
I'm just thinking TikTok right now.
I only deal with facts, by the way. I only deal with facts.
The fact that you're doubling down is even better.
I only deal with facts.
TikTok is about to double in followers today.
I tell-
When the Dutch find out.
He's very quick. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not fast.
He's got so many fans, man.
But I'm trying to think, like, when can you look and say,
Oh, damn.
like a Singapore 2018 with Hamilton, where you're like, oh my God, where did that lap come from? Or Norris. Norris has had a couple. You're like, what the heck was that? There was one. It was in one of the Middle Eastern countries in 2021 when he got one. I can't remember which one it was, and I was like, yeah, that was top. But other than that, maybe Monaco this year he had a great set to 3. But anything with, I'm going to be honest, anything with this car, it's hard to kind of accept. Like the Mercedes 2020 car, like it's hard to accept any of that work as Hamilton's best work.
This is why what Hamilton did at McLaren is absolutely
oh my God.
pivotal.
People forget.
People forget, and I hate it. You know, because it is far back, and obviously people say it's nostalgia. No, go and watch Hamilton in that McLaren in his early days, and this is what makes him one of the for me the best. Obviously, I'm biased, but you know that era.
He won with some absolute milk carts of cars.
Oh
The
my
saying
God.
used to be Alonso and Hamilton.
Some of the weather conditions he did it in as well was just some of the, it's just
Alonso, I forgot about Alonso in qualifying. He was still at that pace. Alonso and Hamilton would put a milk cart on the front row.
Yeah.
That was the saying. Every week they'd say that. Those two over one lap.
It was actually outrageous what he was doing.
Yeah, Max is quick. Over one lap, I'll give him sort of 8 out of 10, but he's not Norris.
Maybe this is why Verstappen can't be at Red Bull his whole career, and he does need to go to a Ferrari or go to another team and really, not elbows out because he's already done that, but he needs to go he needs to go to a team that actually need him to.
He's Red Bull for life.
Yeah.
He's
Do
Red
you think
Bull.
so?
Yeah, 100%.
That's going to be so boring if that is the case, though.
But if you look at
even that dynamic for me will get boring.
But if he looks, he's got everything he wants there, right? His dad's in the garage. Christian Horner's his biggest fan, and
You don't think his dad will get a VIP pass at Ferrari?
Yeah, but you know what it is?
You're not coming in, fuck you.
If he looks at his mates, like Daniel went off and it didn't work out. The car's made for him. It's in place and it's made for him. He's got no reason to ever leave.
Yeah, but if he's that good,
I don't
he
think
should want to challenge himself as well.
Yeah, but he doesn't care, does he? He said that before. He doesn't care.
Does he not?
He doesn't care about titles and legacy and all that.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
He'd rather sim race.
Yeah, he'd rather sim race. He even said, so like when they talk about all the records and getting the 8th title, he's like, all right, but if I break the wins record, they had half the races back in the 80s, so it doesn't really count. And
yeah.
He says, I quite rate him. I rate him for that stuff, by the way. He's quite open and pragmatic about that kind of thing. And
yeah, there used to be a 16 race season. Now they're doing 24 races next season.
I remember like 2017, it was a 17 race season.
24. I think it's too many.
It's way too many. Yeah. Cash is king.
It's mad. He doesn't care
exactly
about
what
legacy,
it is, though.
Cash is king.
There's a lot of sports. There's a lot of athletics that don't really care about legacy. So.
We need to look away for the next 2 laps. By the way.
Yeah. He's getting
Perez
done.
is about to get done.
I already know he's getting done anyway. I'm just waiting. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Hamilton is going to be done by Perez.
Getting absolutely
pretty
done.
soon.
That straight line speed is about to cook him. Straight line speed's going to cook him. Smithereens.
I'm so upset with Mercedes. I'm so upset with that.
Do you know what? Yeah, I don't know if it's me being spoiled as a Mercedes fan, but if I'm not on podium, I actually don't care. I don't business with this 4th, 5th, 6th nonsense. If we're not on podium, I'm not. I'm cool. I'm tapped out.
It's tell you what though, the points this season for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th teams are going to be so tight in that constructors.
Yeah, 100%.
It's going to be so tight.
I tell you what, Joe. I didn't say anything. I noticed it at the start, and I've been low key watching Lewis catch Alonso in the driver's standings, and I was like, if we get a win today or a second, we'll get him.
Yeah.
I don't think we get him with a 4th. What's that? 25, 18, 15, 12. We're not going to get 12. We're going to get 10. So I think we won't quite get him this race.
Yeah,
and I wanted him in
just been
Perez.
sliding down since sort of for the last kind of 4 races, really.
Inevitable.
Checo doesn't deserve that car. Why don't Red Bull let their drivers race properly? We'll get 2 proper Nico Lewis.
Perez can't race Verstappen.
Nico Lewis was. I look back, it was stressful, but it was such a good time.
Oh, it's brilliant.
It's such
As a
good
Lewis
time.
fan, I loved it because I was like, I want Lewis to be pushed.
I
want Lewis to be pushed. I want him to have to find that extra.
There you go. There's another 1 lap. Rosberg was rapid over, and so was Valtteri. Actually, to be fair to him.
Valtteri Pops was
Valtteri's qualifying was ridiculous. What he used to do.
But I remember Singapore 2016, Rosberg put a ridiculous lap together. I'm not getting flamed in the comments, am I? Not that
No. Don't worry.
Not that I mind. What are they saying from?
30 laps of racing to go. Verstappen in 1st, Norris and Piastri 2nd and 3rd, Hamilton in 4th, but probably not for very long. Perez in 5th. Then the 2 Ferraris kind of just on their own a little bit in 6th and 7th. Alonso behind them at 8th, Russell up into the points from 18th today and just got the fastest lap as well in 9th position. Bottas in the final points position.
It's happening.
Swiftly following on from there, Tsunoda, Stroll, Albon, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Sargent and Zhou with both Alpines crashing out. And now we're going to focus on this battle between Hamilton and Perez. Here we go.
He's got him for this lap. He'll be fine for this lap.
I think it will be the end of this lap back up the straight.
It's just inevitable,
While we're waiting then, Joe, would you have Alonso at Ferrari? Would anyone in the chat have Alonso at Ferrari if they're Ferrari fans?
Would I take Alonso at Ferrari? I don't know.
The return.
The return.
Yeah, exactly.
The return of Fernando.
He's a tough driver to not have at the minute.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I think if you take Fernando back, you're missing out on someone for the long term. I don't think it's worth it.
I agree, but the same could be said for Lewis, but I would take him. So.
Yeah, but Fernando's a lot older.
Yeah, he's 4 years older.
4 years older. It's
Yeah.
a pretty long time in Formula 1.
Burn these tyres out, Checo. Burn them out. Lock up. Do what you do. Perez Patrol. Come on.
Oh, I am sad we didn't see a Verstappen Hamilton fight, but that Mercedes car is just not quick enough today. Nowhere near quick enough.
We're used to this. Let's be real.
Why is it?
We know where it is.
Why is it?
We're clinging on.
What's the? I wonder what the temp is there. It's got to be something to do with that tyre warm up. It has to be.
There's something.
I
It's
hope
not
somebody
the same as
asked
yesterday.
asked Toto about that, because that is
DRS
really
opens
insane,
up.
isn't it? That gap that was opened up.
Perez is flying down.
Someone asked Toto what. Here we go. He's got him. Yeah.
And he's looking around the outside, but
Gonna get the
no,
grip
he's not going to
inside.
get him this time.
Good defending by Lewis.
Be another lap, I'd imagine. Oh!
Nope, he's lost it on the curb there, I think.
Yes, Lewis. You get wide. Get them elbows out, mate. Yep.
Lewis just about holding it for now. Oh. We've also got, it's a battle of hards versus mediums as well in terms of tyre compound. So
Yeah.
Lewis
Massive
is
offset.
struggling. He's
Massive.
helping. I tell you what, Lewis is helping out the McLarens though by fighting.
Yeah, he's
them
helping
back.
out his team, and he loves that.
Well, we
Loves
missed
team.
that. There was something where they said the podium's on for him. We've got production.
Oh, let's go.
Yes, I got a bit of news from Charles Leclerc. He's just been on the radio and he is not a happy bunny. He's been asking his team, what the hell is this strategy? It doesn't make sense to me. And the team even reassured him and said, look, keep going, we're on it, we're having a look. Maybe see if they could come up with something else. And they were very impressed.
Yo,
No, wait,
I love
no-
this team.
No,
We'll have a look. We'll see what we're doing.
No, are we on plan B, C? We'll have a look. We'll see what happens.
yeah, no rush, guys. What do you mean no rush?
We're still putting the plan
We've
together.
got 27 laps left.
As you're racing, we are currently putting the plan in place.
You know, he says keep things, do the basics, Joe, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to get in the car and think, right, I know I'm stopping on lap 23.
Yes.
And I'm stopping on lap 45.
100%. We've got Piastri coming into the pits. And Perez coming into the pits, very interestingly. I'm quite surprised Perez is coming to the pits there.
Is that his second? Is his second?
Piastri
Yeah, but he
with
might
a
be, trying to-
slow stop, 4 and a bit, I'd
Is he
imagine.
going to try and
Oh, no, 2.8.
overcut? Is he going to try and overcut
What am I
Perez?
talking about?
Oh, how's he got so close to him? How are they so close? What's happening here?
Well, he was only 2 seconds behind.
Behind Piastri?
Yeah. And he is still about that.
It's mad,
But
innit? It
he's
doesn't
going
make sense.
to, Perez will do...
Safety car, safety car, safety car.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Even
what
though
it's sort
it'd be harsh on Oscar, yeah, I'm gonna have to hold
We'll
that.
take that top 5 here, Joe. Yeah?
Yeah, we'll take it.
We'll take that top
We'll
5.
take that. We'll take that, boys.
We'll
Let's
take
go
that
back. Let's
top
go back to
five.
production here.
Yeah, so just to touch on Perez pitting there, it might seem like a bit of a funny move to pit now. But if you remember in 2019, Hamilton was challenging Verstappen for the lead and he couldn't get by him. And what he actually did was he took an extra pit stop, lost the 30 seconds in the pit lane, sure. But in those last 20 laps, he just came back rapid and actually took Verstappen with a couple of laps to go. So just for Perez, fresh set of tyres now, he's going to be unstoppable in 20 laps time.
Yeah. Very, very, very interesting. And he's on the mediums, which have been the sort of best compound for the weekend. We're going to see Charles Leclerc come in now.
So he's already used up enough seconds for 3 stops today, but he's coming back in here. 3 slow stops, by the way.
Yeah, or 5-second penalty and a
Thanks,
slow.
Lex.
And
Sorry,
5-second
mate.
penalty and 2 stops.
Yeah. Oh, it could be 4 stops.
Yeah, it could be 4 stops.
Okay, here we go.
4 quick stops.
Come on, give us a good stop.
He's got a couple Grand
Never
Prix
invite
stops
the
in.
Mercedes boys together again.
He's got a couple Grand Prix in there.
Here we go. 2.4.
You're lucky you didn't have Dan Potts. You would have had 3 Mercedes
Yeah,
guys lined
mate,
up, just
literally.
absolutely grilling for.
That was good.
Good stop.
That was
Very
really
stop.
good. There you go.
2-2. I
You
didn't
bloody
see what,
wanted to be off to what happened before.
I
You
didn't see what
literally
compound
don't
he
have
put.
any more time in the bank.
He's gone out on a pair of
Oh,
That's slow.
That's
Right.
not quick.
Left rear, that's slow.
hards for Charles.
Slow.
Oh, so he's going to the end.
Yeah. The funny gamble with Perez that those mediums are going to go 27 laps. Oh, who's this? This
his mate.
Stroll. Stroll. Stroll doesn't bang
What's your
into
opinion
anyone.
on
Norris
Stroll at
coming
Aston
in.
Martin? Needs to go?
Stroll, he is the epitome of an F123 online player. Like, it's bangs into walls in Monaco. He's got no business being. I've got more business being in that seat. It's just got no business. Oh.
By the way,
Lock up.
Perez's pit stop
Yeah.
was a 1.9.
Whoa! Really? Really?
Perez did a 1.9.
That is insane.
That's why he's so close.
Insane. It makes sense now because it was ridiculous how he caught him.
Yeah.
Thanks in the comments for
Oh
pointing
my
that out.
God.
We missed that. That's ridiculous.
1-9.
And Norris has just done a 2-1. So we're seeing some suddenly some quick
the
stops.
gaps here are ridiculous. We've either got ridiculously slow ones or we got stupidly quick ones.
And Sainz now in the pit as well. Ready for a nice 6-4, boys?
Safety car, please.
You're harsh on yourself. I think I can see a 6-2. No,
No, it's fine. Standard. 2-7. Not special.
That is mad. 1-9.
1-9.
Wow.
So actually,
That'll be on their website by the end of the day.
100%. Yeah. And obviously McLaren done a 2.
oh, Lewis is 32 seconds behind Max.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Finished.
So we
We haven't spoken about Max. I don't even know what times he's even putting in.
He's half a minute ahead.
I don't even know what Verstappen.
32
seconds. To be honest, I have no
ahead.
idea what Verstappen's even doing. I've moved on.
So question, do you reckon Lewis can get these tyres to 65 and put a pair of softs on and just go
bullet it to the
mad?
end?
Go mad.
I'd hope so.
Can you imagine?
That's all we have.
Just go mad.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's all we have.
YOLO, right?
That's literally all we have.
YOLO, just throw it
Yeah,
out
literally.
there. Like,
Literally.
I'd love to see it.
That's all we have.
Another 20 laps is nuts, actually. I didn't realise it was 20 laps, but why not?
Is
Just
this
hang
one of
it
the
out
shortest tracks?
there.
Is
Yeah.
this, yeah.
Here, Monza. Where's the other real short one? Austria.
Austria's short, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah, Perez is about to do Piastri.
That's
sad.
insane,
That's
man.
really sad.
Like, thinking of where Piastri's come from, this guy was second,
That's really sad.
and now he's getting done by Perez. That's insane.
And all they got was...
If I'm not mistaken, I think there's only ever been one other 1.9. I'm almost sure of that.
And
it's by Red Bull.
I don't even remember the other one.
I remember one by Red Bull, not last season, the season
Oh my
before,
God.
right?
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my
Time
God.
second penalty.
Charles Leclerc's being investigated for speeding in the pit lane.
I can't laugh.
I'm not laughing at Joe. I'm laughing at Ferrari.
Oh my God.
And you know what it is, Joe, you need to get a second team, honestly, because this is just never-ending painful.
We talked about speeding in the pit lane.
Do the basics.
Do the basics right, man.
Is there room at Mercedes? There's room at Mercedes. There's room.
It's every week.
There's room at
Red
Mercedes.
Bull, we're talking about Red Bull doing a 1.9 and Ferrari are doing a speed.
He has
in
a
the pit
decent
lane
pit stop, right? And he's like, I know how I
9.4.
need to balance this out. I'm going to speed in the pit lane and take a...
Oh my God. Let's pray for no more.
Even
no
when Ferrari do a
investigation.
good pit stop, they still manage to mess up.
He's getting a penalty for that. If they investigate
finished.
it, that's because there's been a sensor go
I'm
off.
finished, man. I love that team.
Lewis has been told to pick the pace up, and he said it's. I'm going as fast as it goes, mate.
He said, "Fuck off."
He's due a stop, isn't he?
Lewis.
Fucking
Or
love
do you think he'll go long? I don't think I think if he goes long, he'll get. That's Perez on Piastri.
Yep. Go on, Clyde. Yeah.
Go on, Piastri. Fight him. No, done.
Nope.
How far away?
You got to love Ferraris.
Oh my God,
antics,
Perez
man.
is going to get Norris. Oh, he's 8 seconds off him. He is going to get him.
Oh! Yo!
I thought he was going to wipe them both out then.
Yeah. I thought that was his race gone.
I thought the podium's on.
Yo, you're a true Hamilton fan. You don't give a damn about anybody else.
No, I think Hamilton will have to stop again, won't he? Surely.
Yeah, he's got to stop again.
Oh my God.
They are hanging it out there for a safety car, red flag, mate, honestly.
This is ridiculous. I can't believe it. How did he end up in the dirt? It was Perez squeezed him.
That's very clean. That's a very clean overtake from
Yeah,
Perez. This
really.
is the one we need to look at.
It's the second part of this. It's not here.
No, I think it's clear. I think Perez has the line.
Yeah, he's got the line. He's always
Yeah.
ahead as well. So there's nothing.
I can't remember who
Black
said.
and white flag for Piastri track limits there,
Yeah.
obviously, where we've just seen him go off.
Oh my God. Been a good race.
Oh,
Lot-
oh.
Oh, hey.
That's what I said. You looked. I saw you look. He was looking because he knew it was coming.
Remember when I said Leclerc's always got a mistake in him?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. You see what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Do you see what I'm talking about? This is what I'm talking about.
5 seconds there for
Like, there's no reason to be doing that.
Oh, turn 2, incident involving Piastri and Perez forcing another car off the track is being investigated. So the stewards are having a look.
Did
Perez push Piastri off?
I thought it was alright.
I thought he had the line.
No, so Piastri was just on the team radio. You can tell he's a rookie because his engineer said, did Perez leave you, did he push off the track? And he goes, he didn't leave me much room. You're not supposed to say that.
Should have said, yes,
no,
he
he
threw
pushed
me off.
It was in another country. I may as well was driving on the road. It's ridiculous.
I wonder what the penalty...
Dangerous. Disqualify him.
Sent me to the previous Grand Prix.
See, this is suddenly starting to hot up a little bit now because if there is some sort of penalty given to Perez here, Piastri would go back in front. He'd either have to give the position back or it would be 5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, he wouldn't give the position back because it wasn't an illegal overtake. It's a force of the track, so it would be a penalty. It would be a second penalty, which would be really interesting. And we'd have Hamilton licking his lips, knowing that there's very much a podium then on. Interesting.
There's one thing I'd like to point out.
Is that another Ferrari?
It's the same one. Yeah.
Oh, it's the replay.
Okay.
Naughty. Take a look at who's in P11.
Is it Tsunoda?
Albon.
Yep. It's Alex.
Yeah.
Alex
Alex is on his way. Alex is on his way. Your prediction?
He loves P10, Alex Albon.
It's been...
Oh, yeah, he gets a penalty if he does one more then, doesn't he? Because he's got the black and white flag. So he's right on the limit.
Interesting.
Bother. Has Norris stopped? Norris has stopped again, hasn't he? Norris has stopped.
They're asking us to vote driver of the day.
I don't know, you know.
No further investigation for the Perez and Piastri thing, so our
I'm not
instinct
going to lie,
was right.
I don't know who actually deserves driver of the day.
Piastri?
That might have to just go to Max.
It probably would go to Max.
Like, there's not enough going on behind him in terms of impressive performances.
I think Piastri. Piastri's had a good race.
But he has dropped a position.
Oh, Lewis in the pits.
Okay, Lewis coming into the pit, so this will be interesting to see where he comes out.
Yeah.
That dream of the softs at the end is over.
He's going to come out quite far back, I think, somewhere around the Ferraris.
Yeah. But he's going to have he's going to come after Leclerc.
Is he going on? He's going on the medium.
Yeah, he's going to be rapid on the mediums. This is me. They take like an hour to take the target. Yeah. Did you see it? Like, just casual, look relaxed, isn't it? Like, let's make sure we get him on.
Yeah.
Hamilton is coming.
It's one of those. It's one of those safe pit stops.
Yeah.
It's a solid
in front of the Ferraris.
2.8, 2.7. Everybody takes their time, does it properly, no mistakes, and out you go. But it's never going to be what Red Bull just did with that 1.9.
The maths were off on the graphic, right? Because I had them in the Ferraris as well. Because it was like 1 second, 4 seconds, 7 seconds.
Yeah, and what's the pit stop, like 20
something.
or something, 22? Yeah, that doesn't quite add up to me.
So here's another question. What position does Max lap up to? Because he's got to start lapping people soon. If he's 35 seconds off Norris...
Oh, he might have already done it.
He's got
no, because it would say +1.
Yeah.
So he hasn't quite yet, but yeah, soon. I mean, 34 seconds ahead of second place is utter domination. Complete domination.
So that's what I was going to say. Can't remember, so apologies, you said in the chat about it being boring. This is the issue that they've got at the moment. Because they didn't, given the punishments that they set out, they set the guidelines of what was going to be and they just gave them the equivalent of a gentle slap on the wrist. This is where we are.
Yeah. Well, Verstappen he's not going to be 35 seconds ahead anymore because he's about to come into the pit. So Norris will chop away. If they can have a 10-second pit stop and probably still come out in first position.
Gentle slap of the wrist. You know the old saying, let's go racing. Yeah.
Gentle slap, let's go racing.
Let's go racing. All right. So,
I'm not even going to open that can of worms because we know what should have happened for that, but we'll leave it where it is.
Honestly, I think that's one of the worst sporting moments in my lifetime. Like, I'm genuinely scarred from the whole thing. Like, I would never get over it.
Do you know what I don't get? And maybe it's just
and
me.
do you know what? Sorry, I had genuine F1 historians. Like, I've got friends that are following F1 and really love the sport, and they were okay with it because they just want to see something different.
That's weird.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's weird.
I hated those people in that moment. I want to see something different. I want to see a new winner. I want integrity.
Yeah. You want sport. I was surprised he accepted that. I wouldn't want to win like that.
Oh.
Not my first one.
I'm surprised Hamilton's dad didn't kick off. He was actually such a gentleman about it.
His dad was amazing.
Oh my God. If that was my son that got robbed like that, I'd start kicking off in the background.
So that's either Sargent or Albon.
Oh, so he has lapped people. He has lapped people, 100%.
Oh.
Let's go to coordinated production.
Okay, so this is becoming a bit of a trend from my end, throwing in a bit of trivia towards the end of the race. But, I know you enjoy it so much.
Yes.
Red Bull just touched on them there now. If Verstappen wins this race, which he probably will now, depending on anything major happening, it'll be the first time that a team has won 12 races in a row in Formula 1.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Most
Being
dominant,
record.
most dominant car of all time by far.
I really think they could go 22-0 this year.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to talk about it.
I really, really do.
I don't want to live in that world.
How many races will Max Verstappen win this year? He's won all but 2, right?
He could win 20.
Perez is
Some of the
certainly
greats
not
have
winning
20
another one.
races. Yeah. Perez isn't winning another
Perez
race.
ain't winning another one. So if you think Red Bull can genuinely win every race, then that is Max is gonna do it, because Perez ain't.
God.
The FIA have to answer to it eventually. They have to, because of what decision they made last year. They've got to do something. But they can't punish him again retrospectively. So, yeah. We'll see who's broke the cap this time. Because they're saying
I do think there's an element that Max is just better than. Well, he's certainly better than Sergio Perez because they're in the same car and he's killing him.
Yeah.
But is he better than everybody else now?
He's a generational driver.
Why not? Why don't you reckon he's better than everyone else?
You don't think he's a generational driver?
I think he's a generational driver. I think there's 4 or 5 drivers up there who could or would beat him. Not every race. I think they'd swap races. I think there's more he has to do to get to. I think I said before, he needs to get through adversity. He needs a little bit better racecraft, as in like when he's coming from behind. He needs a little bit better working together. Other than Charles, because maybe they're mates, he's not great with being overtaken or vice versa. I think he's going to get there. I think eventually it'll be, what do they have in America? The Mount Rushmore. I think it'll be like a Mount Rushmore and he'll be added to the other 3.
Right, yeah.
But he's got a little bit more to do for me. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And like Matisse said, his first 2 are tainted. That's another big, he's always going to get caught.
I mean, the first one don't even count.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Yeah.
The first one is just, and it's a shame because he was really good that year. He was
Yeah,
proper going neck and neck with Lewis. Like when I say the first one's tainted, it's nothing to do with him. It's to do with the sport and the rules and everything.
It's the classic
Because
thing
he was
that
brilliant.
Max
He was
deserved
brilliant.
the championship,
He did,
but Lewis deserved
whoever,
that race.
I was happy. Whoever won that race deserved it, 100%. Like
Yeah.
they were. That was one of the best seasons in terms of them fighting. It was absolutely quality.
It was set up perfect. That was it. Whoever won the race deserved to win the championship.
Literally, it was brilliant. You know,
It was good.
obviously there were some big clashes all the way through, but I feel like it balanced itself out up to the, you know.
Charlie White in passing was the reason that all happened anyway, because he would never have let any of that nonsense
No,
go
he would
on.
never have let that.
From the start, from Silverstone, he would have shut it all down.
Yeah.
He would have shut it all down.
100%.
KNYTZ Films says, yesterday I was laughing at Mercedes fans when Lewis took pole because I knew it would be heartbreak today. How do you feel about that, boys?
Listen,
Well,
I've seen Lewis win so many championships.
First to
Tell
fifth is
him.
bad,
Yeah.
though. That is pretty poor.
Yeah, but the thing is for me, is because I knew Verstappen would win. Again, until Mercedes can put together.
it's good striking distance this time.
Okay, no, we'll see.
Is that how much
because-
quicker he is? A second a lap?
Yeah, his tyres that was quicker.
I just need Mercedes to put together a package where I can actually say we can compete for the title. That's all I'm interested in.
Who said that in the chat, Joe?
Who?
Who said that about laughing at us?
KNYTZ Films.
That wasn't very nice, mate. That wasn't very nice.
Genuinely,
at all.
I'm just waiting for the next title challenge.
But we're still 8-time champions. Still
Yeah,
8-time
exactly,
champions.
8 times.
7-time world champions.
Yeah. I just need I just need the next challenge. I just need one more.
How far away are you from that, though, Matisse? It's a while off.
Well, the thing is, the way that Aston Martin just made these massive leaps, and now McLaren, like Mercedes need to have one of those. And then they're literally right up there.
I don't think it's going to happen.
But I don't
if I'm
think it's
honest,
gonna
mate,
happen,
because a lot of the issues is Red Bull and Aston Martin took a lot of the stuff from Mercedes who were in that dominant period, because it's literally just 2 junctions at the motorway. It's from junction 14 to junction 16. Offered them a lot more money, offered them higher roles, and that's why Toto Wolff gave some of his boys promotions they probably couldn't handle. They haven't got best in class anymore.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
And to be honest, love and guidance to Mercedes and all they've done, but if they don't produce, I need Hamilton out of there. I need Hamilton out of there.
Whoa,
I need
slow
Hamilton
down.
in another team that is up there. If it's McLaren and we go McLaren, if it's Ferrari, it's not going to be Ferrari.
Really, you'd been off Hamilton if he's not performing in the Mercedes.
No. I mean, me and Hamilton, we're going.
Oh, see, you're binning off.
We're good enough.
You're binning off Mercedes.
No, don't get it confused. We're good enough. We're good enough.
That makes more
We're
sense
leaving.
to me. Yeah.
So what Matthias is saying is, if it's not good this season, he's going to Bahrain next year and he's going to say, Lewis, we're going down to Ferrari's garage to say,
We're out of
Carlos,
it.
Listen,
you're out,
whoever gives the upgrades, we're gone. We're going.
Lewis is 1.6 off Piastri.
And Perez is 6.5 off Norris, so he really could get him. He really could get him in 14 laps. He only needs to chop off, what, half a second a lap? Gap to Perez 6.6, so they're letting him know, so obviously concerned.
And if they squabble, we can sneak in here. If they squabble, then we can sneak in here.
We ain't getting shit.
Norris says, get off the radio, I'm pushing.
We're not
as if to
getting
say,
nothing.
I'm doing my best.
Nah, I don't see it, unfortunately. If it was one place we needed to make up, but not two for me.
He is out driving that Mercedes. It's a tractor, isn't it? Just can't go. It's just in a straight line. It's a tractor.
Yeah,
that shit was
completely.
that shit was hopping along the track last season.
Yeah, it was bouncy. It was a bouncy ball yet last year. I can't even think of a car that bounces. Oh, Mercedes. Look, Lewis is less than a second. We should get him here.
Yeah, he will. He should, absolutely. Those newish medium tyres are
flying,
helping
and they're
for
half
sure.
a second. Ooh, what's going on? Yeah.
You know,
I really want Norris to hold him off. I really don't want a Red Bull 1-2.
Even though it will
Come
never
on.
happen, and I'd never actually want to see Hamilton in a Red Bull because I hate Red Bull. But if it was Max 1 year versus Hamilton in the same car,
Oh, that would be good.
I will be there. I will be there.
That would be good.
It would be historical.
It'd be stressful.
Oh, it would be the best. It would be a
Who
great
wins?
season.
Lewis.
I'm picking my boy.
Lewis.
But it would be. I think. Listen.
Here we go.
Last time they were in a fight, it was a good fight. You know, I don't think Verstappen would be easy at all. No, it'd be a great fight. It'd be an unbelievable
Lewis on the
fight.
inside, great
a brilliant
move
fight.
on Oscar Piastri.
Obviously, I'm always backing Lewis to win
Take
that
fourth
fight
position.
because I think he's, I think he's the GOAT. But it's
I love
unbelievable.
Hamilton, but I think Max in the Red Bull because he knows
Because he's
the
also
team, he knows
he's
the
used
car.
to it.
That's why Max
Yeah.
would win.
That's fair.
I think Max wins that.
Talking about
one.
who knows the team, and obviously Christian Horner, that's his favourite, so he's probably going to slightly lean to him as well.
Yeah,
They're
100%.
very, very, very different driver styles, Lewis and Max.
Yeah,
very different driver styles. Lewis likes to brake late. Max likes the rear of the car to be really loose and have a feel for it. Which is why Lewis has struggled in this car because they decided it's the furthest forward the cockpit's ever been. That's why he didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, he's been complaining about it, which is really strange because they've always had a long wheelbase, whereas Red Bull have always had more rake. They've had it more up in the air. So don't know why they designed it. Number one race leader. So we are 11 seconds off a podium. Crap.
Yeah, there's no way you're getting a podium.
No chance.
The interesting fight now is going to be, is Perez quick enough to catch up to fight Lando Norris before the end of the race? Looking down, apart from that, Piastri won't get back up to Hamilton. Feel a little bit sorry for Piastri today, but actually a fifth position would be brilliant for him. The two Ferraris just, okay, they're there. They're in the race, 6th and 7th. That's that finish.
I think you take that Ferrari at this point.
Well, bearing in mind we started 6th and 11th.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And that
I'll
pit stop
take
as
it.
well. That pit stop was
Leclerc,
actually...
if Leclerc, without that pit stop by Leclerc and without this getting sort of tangled up between the two of them, Leclerc would have been up there somewhere today.
He would have been.
Russell's gone up 10 positions today and is currently in 8th, which is really good. And then the last 2 point positions, scoring a mighty 3 points between them, is Stroll and Alonso.
So if Stroll has a Stroll moment, Albon's going to get 10th. Come on.
Daniel Ricciardo 3 positions away from
we haven't
the
mentioned him
points
once.
and is going to finish. Looks as though he's going to finish above his teammate today.
We haven't mentioned Danny Rick once today.
I think that's what he's going to do all season. You know, he's not going to do anything amazing, but he's just going to be solid and do better than Tsunoda. I think he's just going to outperform him. He's just a better driver. He's just
That's
simply a better driver.
That's what I sort of think as well.
Yeah, he's just better. Full stop. Have we got production, Joe?
Oh, let's go. Thank you. Let's go.
Yes, I'm going to jump in that Ricardo chat as well that you're having. Just to point out there the fact that that's actually a very good result for Daniel, given the fact that he hasn't driven that AlphaTauri car until Friday. He hasn't been with the team for over 10 years now.
Yep.
And so to come back and be 13th, to hold his ground from where he started, especially considering he was in that crash at the start and stuff. And yeah, it's a very good job for him. And I think this weekend was just all about getting settled. And I mean, to qualify and to place above his teammate Tsunoda has been there for the last 2 years. That's a solid result for him. So
yeah,
laying down a marker. Scary times for Lando Norris in the last couple of laps. He's lost 2 seconds time to Sergio Perez, who is hunting him like a shark that hasn't eaten for 2 weeks for that second position.
2 weeks.
And Lando Norris has a bleeding foot in the salty water, and Perez is sharking him out.
That's a brilliant analogy.
I think it was rubbish, actually, wasn't it?
No, I like the foot bit.
You like the foot bit?
It was just how descriptive it was.
You understood it? Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well, it's down to 4 seconds now, so we're going to get this. He's gained 2.5 seconds over 5 laps. Yikes.
Can a shark go 2 weeks without eating?
Don't know. Someone do the research. Production! No, yeah, kidding. I'm very concerned for Lando Norris here. I think he's still going to get the podium because I think Hamilton's so far away regardless. They have to get out of the way. So many blue flags and they're not racing for anything. Lando Norris basically saying he's losing that time because he's getting stuck behind cars that are unlapping themselves. You assume that maybe Perez will fall into the same problem there, but let's go to production on this, or maybe something else.
There's been quite a few strange things you guys got me to look up, but actually a shark can go 6 weeks without eating. So
that's how long Perez has been starving for.
Wow.
6 weeks?
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine. Jesus
That's why they're
Christ.
so upset when they see people.
Yeah.
It's hungry, innit?
I ain't eaten in 6
Wow.
weeks. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, the blue flag
They're built
thing.
different.
It must be difficult as a driver driving around, getting stuck behind the likes of somebody like, no disrespect, but somebody like Logan Sargent today, who's actually started 20th and is 15th, but there's no way he's going to get a point. And Norris is right. Essentially, he's racing for nothing, and in Norris's opinion, has detrimented by 3 seconds Norris's lead over Perez.
But this is, as much as that is annoying, this is why we love the sport, because
Correct.
just because you're not involved in the race, you are still involved in the race. And we've seen it with Latifi, and we've seen it with many drivers before.
The classic Latifi.
You can still impact the top even if you're at the bottom. And that's what makes it interesting. Because if we just cleared out the bottom 5 and just said, you lot just go into the pits now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not involved. So,
like when you play on those old arcade games, and if you don't set a quick enough lap time, you get your time runs out.
eliminated.
Yeah.
Eliminated. Yeah. That's what qualifying's for. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
correct.
saying at the start, Latifi retired last week. From
Yeah.
racing.
Do explain what's going on there.
He's a businessman. He's doing like a business.
I think he was already a multi-billionaire with his family. I think.
Yes, he's gone down the family route.
Okay.
Not to worry you too much, Joe, but Russell is lingering around Sainz.
Yeah, just under 2 seconds away.
Yeah, he's
and on a medium.
10th-ish a lap, but he's lingering. There's still 20 laps to go.
That's mad.
10 laps.
Is it 10?
10
oh
laps.
Yeah, I can see that probably. Yeah, 10 laps. But say if it was 20 laps, that'd be wild, wouldn't it?
Imagine.
Yeah, I want to know the timings on Norris and Perez. For some reason, they're
I hate when it 3.6.
oh 3.6 at the bottom. Well done. But you can see the amount of cars around them.
Yeah, it's really
There is
there's a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
So Lewis has taken 2 seconds that lap somewhere because he was 12.
Yeah.
It just depends where you.
There you go, and they've got that as well.
It just depends where you meet the traffic. If you get them on the straight, and you're laughing.
I'll take a podium, you know.
I'm sure we would, because look at the position. Like if I'd snap your hand off for a podium, but for me it's too far fetched. I probably would have taken a podium from the beginning.
Yeah, same. Third was the best Lewis could have hoped for.
Not going to happen, boys.
I don't know. It took a lot of time out.
No. 9 seconds and 8 laps. No chance.
2 seconds he took last one.
No.
Look at tumbling.
Oh, he's just gone track limits there, Norris, I think.
Is he the one that's on one more warning?
I think it's Piastri.
Oh, okay.
More warning, yeah.
It looked like he went track limits, so I'm not.
They're really strict on
say
that
for
this
sure.
year,
So who's driver of the day, Verstappen or Perez?
Verstappen.
You reckon? Not Checo?
No, because again, it's one of these where
Nah, it's got to be Verstappen. I'm not
Perez
giving
might
Checo
get
credit
voted
for
but actually,
starting
ultimately,
P9.
if Perez finishes second, then that's
If
actually
he gets
what
second,
you do
then I'll give it
expect
to him. Yeah,
week
but,
to week.
But for me,
Look at this. He took 1.8. He's already took a second out this lap, Lewis.
but has Lewis still got to hit the traffic?
I don't think. Is it traffic what's causing this?
Well, blue flag traffic.
Yeah, I think so. That's my first instinct.
I don't think he's.
That's my first reason as to why this might be happening.
He's cutting off time, fair, but he is cutting off a second a lap. But
Could you imagine? Do you know what? If Lewis caught him and overtook him, I think Helmut Marko's got to get Perez out of the car Monday.
For me, I'm not.
100%.
For me, Perez can't be getting driver of the day unless he's minimum second.
Yeah. I agree with that.
In that car, you don't get to
Definitely.
start ninth and get driver of the day.
Definitely.
I wonder what Helmut Marko says to him. He must be like, you've got the best car, one of the best cars in history, and you got. Like, he must be.
They both get the same car, right? Him and Max. No one's getting the preferences, are they?
I don't think they can. I think you can put the pathway down to a certain driving style. But wasn't the whole sell with Perez is that he makes tyres last and he can drive different driving styles? That was the whole thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's not quick over one lap, but he's supposed to be quite broad.
Unbelievable in the wet and versatile. And
Russell's saying he wants to box, and they're saying we're going to drop completely down if we box and not get back into it.
He's only 1.4 off.
But he's struggling with the tyre apparently, so he's not going to get signs. I think it would be a stupid decision to box.
Yeah.
There's very little to be gained from that.
Perez is getting. There you go. Perez 22% driver of the day.
Verstappen not even there.
fair enough.
Well, look, it's not a terrible drive from Perez. It
No, it's
really
not,
isn't.
it's
but
not.
but
It's
it's
just-
like take into account what he should be doing. That's kind of where I stand on it.
Yeah. I mean, if you remember the later years of Mercedes dominance when they did drive the day, like 2019, 2020, Lewis never got driver of the day when he was 15 seconds up the road. You just don't get it if you dominate the race. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're not driver of the day. He probably is driver of the day. Look, he's 25 seconds ahead. He's driver of the day. Right?
25 seconds ahead. He just did very well at the beginning of the race, didn't he?
Yeah. 6.4. 6 laps to go.
Norris is doing well to keep that gap at 3.5 seconds ish.
Oh, Russell's having a. Sorry, mate.
Oh my God.
Wow. Hold on a second.
Crikey.
I didn't think it was going to be this close.
That feels like out of nowhere that suddenly happened.
That does. I didn't think this was actually going to be a fight.
Sainz is going to do that thing where he gets to the end of the race again and loses 4 positions in 2 corners.
Russell loves a cry on the radio, doesn't he?
He really does, yeah. Oh, my tyres aren't working.
Has he learnt that from Lewis, actually? Just
Yeah.
his tyres are done, and then he's right on the back of
Yeah, literally.
Lewis.
He's went off the track then, though. Science.
Yeah, that might be
Track limits. Because he's stressed now because George is up his arse.
Lewis has told me about my.
Can't lose this position to George.
And you probably will. Knowing Ferrari, I'm not gonna be surprised if you do. This is such a science thing to do.
Norris is doing well here.
Norris has got it. Norris
is doing well here.
Lewis catching Perez is the one. He's 5 seconds off.
I'm still gonna think Perez will finish that one off, but
I think he will, but.
if George takes this spot off science,
Lewis
that's
got a
oh
bit of
my
traffic
god.
there. He lost about 4 attempts out of nothing. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
nice, George.
I know science is losing this.
Yeah, he's got him here.
Oi!
He's losing it.
Do you want to put £5 on it?
Do you really want to?
No, obviously not.
Bang! Look, he's lost it. I know science, man. This is my guy.
Yeah, your guy that you like to berate.
I just feel like I know science. I really do. In another life, I just
Man.
I just know science.
It's
bro.
just-
I know science. I know Carlos.
He's got like 3 places, hasn't he?
Yeah, yes, yeah. I mean, he should never have been back there in the first place, but you know, if you want to put it that way.
It's just so boring. Oh.
I think Lewis is going to get a look on the last lap.
Oh God.
I think he's going to get a look on the very last lap.
Carlos. It all started with Carlos letting Perez through as
Russell
easy as he
said,
did.
yeah, baby.
That all for me. First time I saw Carlos just let Perez through like that, I was like, yeah, this guy, he's today he's gonna fumble it.
I tell you what though, it looks like Lando Norris is going to hold on to second place.
Yeah, he will.
And that's
his car's quick as well.
2 podiums in a row for Lando Norris.
Brilliant.
Right, this traffic needs to move.
I told you. Look, this is what I'm talking.
out of
This
the
is
way.
where Hamilton's gonna lose that time now,
Out
and then
of
Perez
the
is going to
way
be
right
Perez
now.
is going to get his podium.
Good lad. Here we go.
They're still taking time out of him. Just by being there, they're taking time away from him.
Come
by
on, Lando.
existing.
Is there an element that Lando Norris should not be driver of the day?
Yeah, there is. Potentially.
He's finishing ahead of what Perez has done. The car's good, but it's nowhere near as good as the Red Bull.
Yeah. No, there's a shout
And he's going
for
to finish second.
There's definitely a shout for that.
He's done beautifully
I
over
wouldn't
the
say
last
like
20 laps
did Perez have
to
any-
control those those tyres.
Did Perez have any crazy overtakes that were like mad impressive?
Oh, it's done. You're right.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Who is this?
But there's always one.
in this house.
There's always one.
It's Nico Hulkenberg.
There's always one.
Get out of the way, Nico. You
There's always one.
rat.
There's always one. And that's all
Hulkenberg-
it takes is just one, and then it's over.
Oh, what's it? 3.6 now. Is he found traffic as well?
What, Perez?
Yeah, look, it's just jumped a second.
If they both
Yeah,
just get
Perez
stuck in traffic,
has
then-
slowed down dramatically in the last 2 laps.
If they both
He's
just
lost
get
a lot
caught
of
in
time to
traffic, then
Norris.
No one's going to make any moves.
What's going on with? Remember they brought him in really early. I thought that those mediums going
Unless
to
the
be 24
tyres,
laps.
unless the tyres go.
24 laps they were asking
Yeah.
of him.
That's all I can hope on.
Come on, Hamilton, man. Imagine if he does a job. Oh
Remember
my
when Lewis had
God.
to win that Grand Prix with the tyre basically finished?
Yeah, I do remember.
That was
I remember
wild.
when he went on 3 tyres as well.
Yeah,
When it pops at Silverstone.
Max was just.
LFC for the Dole says Ferrari P7 and P8. What a result. No, 6 and 8. Come on, Ferrari. We've got a big battle here for 15th position between Logan Sargent and Yuki Tsunoda.
So I think it's
Big
the
battle.
middle sector where Lewis is taking all the time. It's definitely not the straights, obviously, but I think that's where he's gaining 6. Because if he's got old mediums, they're probably just not even turning, are they? There you go, 2 temps. He's probably in about the middle now as well. Straight off 2 temps, another 2 temps there.
Was it 3 laps to go?
Yeah.
Another
he's
2
gonna run out,
tenths?
yeah,
He's not
another
going to do
2.
it. He's not going
It's
to
the
do it.
middle sector, he's killing him, another 10th.
He's just going to run out of time, isn't he,
Yeah,
unfortunately?
he's
It's a
gonna
real
run out
shame.
of that, yeah.
But for me, driver of the day is Lando Norris, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah,
I'll go for that.
I'll agree with that.
I'll agree with
I'm actually happier with that than the Max shout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Max is piloting the
Yeah.
most dominant car of all time now, isn't he? Officially the most dominant car of all time.
Yeah. But winning
But as we
by
see with Perez,
28 seconds.
As we see with Perez, though, he's making it dominant.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
reckon Lewis
Yes,
is gonna get
correct.
1 run.
Because Perez is showing that even with a great car, you can still be in the mix of the pack.
Come on, Lewis, get your foot down, mate. Get your foot down. Be so good.
Can you imagine if he did?
Oh,
Not even going to
I don't think it's going to be... I think if we had another 3 laps, he'd be on the back of him.
Yeah.
It's not quite going to be enough, I don't think.
So if we've got a red flag here and, and a normal
Oh, no, red flag, we'd...
Go to the grid, yeah.
Well, no, but it would be... it would finish under a formation lap now. Because we've only got 2 laps left.
Oh, yeah,
So they'd come in and then they'd fall... Like what we had in Australia, which was
that was
dreadful.
Oh, God.
Worst way ever to end a race.
Yeah.
And...
Yeah.
Do you remember Sainz got his penalty, so it went from like,
Yeah.
what was it, 4th to 11th or something? We've got a yellow flag. We do have a yellow flag on the 69th lap
It needs to be a
in sector 2, but it's just gone green, so it's fine.
Hey, they're saying 1 lap. They're saying he's going to get a look. Oh, he's going to be right on him in the last lap.
You need a full safety car.
You're right. This is the last. Is this his last straight? Yeah, he's not going to get him.
Not
Maybe
qu-
1 lap.
Even if you had a full safety car, we just end on the safety car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're going to have 1 more after this, aren't they?
Yeah, so we're coming into, 2 laps left. 2 laps left. Oh, this is, I imagine, a
This is
look
gonna
at the
be like-
yellow
he's gonna be right
flag
behind him. Right, yeah.
of Logan
He's not gonna-
Sargent.
It's going to be agonising, but...
Oh, he spins completely.
Sargent trying to get a nice little
Oh,
safety car for us.
that's Logan. He wasn't going to finish last,
So it is a
and now he
question.
is.
You know they're talking about more teams on the grid. Andretti won a team.
Yeah.
Do you think there's enough talent for that? No, I'm
Genuinely,
serious,
it's a good
yeah.
question.
It's a good question.
It's a really good question.
The simple answer will probably be no, considering that we've got some drivers on the grid that probably shouldn't be on there.
Oh, they're going to retire his car. Retiring Logan
I
Sargent's
feel like
car.
there's never a year where I'm looking at the whole grid thinking everybody should be
Yeah,
here.
everyone's
There's
good.
always 2 or 3 that I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't be in Formula 1.
Is there anyone missing? Seb?
If we start bringing back the old guys, then we.
But then you have got some guys in F2.
Yeah,
Ollie,
you got
Ollie
like-
Behrman has a good shout at the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah.
and obviously Liam Lawson over in Super Formula. So there are some guys there. Yeah, Lewis is just about going to miss out. We're into the final lap of the race. Max
think Seb
Verstappen.
can come back right now and just.
I'd love him to come
straight
back.
into it.
This is his only shot. Is this straight here?
No, he's nearly 2 seconds off.
Way off.
This is it.
No
That's what I mean,
chance.
it's his last.
No
Yeah.
chance. He's not even in DRS.
No.
No chance. This is not going to get done. You need to be in DRS.
It's a real shame because.
The traffic got him in the last one.
Yeah.
He took 2 tenths. What he would have been about 7 tenths off that.
I think from a racing standpoint, though, the standout thing for me here is how unbelievably good McLaren are, out of nowhere. Those upgrades, it's got to be one of the greatest upgrade packages to a car.
Yeah.
It's incredible, the turnaround from where they were at the beginning of the season.
Are they quicker than the Mercs?
They seem to be, don't they?
Do you think?
Last two, where did George finish in Silverstone? Behind, slower than Piastri.
Yeah.
Yeah, be interesting to see, but
I think it's right.
there is the checkered flag, and Max Verstappen wins
Oh, Lewis
the
is
Hungarian
1.3.
Grand Prix.
Heartbreaking.
Eventually, Norris will cross the line as well, but it will be 33 seconds later. I mean, that is just an amazingly dominant drive from Max Verstappen. Fair play to him. As we see Norris come through the last 3 corners, who should, assuming that nothing else goes wrong in the last 10 seconds, come through to... I'm not going to say it yet, just in case, as he comes around the last corner.
There he is.
Yes, Norris comes in second place.
Well done,
very
man.
nice work.
Good for him.
With Perez coming in to take the final spot on the podium. Hamilton unlucky, just a second and a half behind Perez in 4th. Piastri, again, is quite a longer way back.
Well, he got dropped, didn't he? Jeez.
Yeah, he kind of, I think, fell into his own...
That's a really poor
into his
day.
own race, really.
Such a
this
poor
is
day
George
for
Russell looking at the back of Charles Leclerc right at the end after moaning about the tyres. It doesn't look like he's quite going to be able to do it. Piastri comes in 5th, Leclerc's 6th, Russell just behind in 7th place. Carlos Sainz then dipping into 8th position. Oh my God, no, Russell's done Leclerc.
Why'd they
What?
Oh, 5-second penalty.
Oh shit, yeah.
5-second penalty. It is a 7-8.
Oh my
It is a 7-8 for Ferrari.
Oh my days.
Oh
This
my
comedy
God.
club, man. This comedy club just never ends.
You just got to go down Piccadilly or whatever. It's the same price. It's cheaper than it.
I'm
Cheaper,
telling
innit?
you,
Cheaper.
with Ferrari, the banter just never stops. Never stops.
Oh my
Just when you
God.
think that you're defending something, you just realise, oh yeah, we got a penalty for that speeding in the pit lane.
What about George's drive of the day?
Nah, not for me.
He's just kind of
I can't believe it.
steady Eddie'd it, isn't he?
I don't... I'm gobsmacked.
Yeah. It's just 5 seconds, mate.
Sorry about that, mate.
No, give me a hug. Make me feel better. Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Sorry about that, mate.
Mate, what the hell,
I'm
man?
not even proud of that as a Mercedes fan. I can't lie.
Oh, that's bad, isn't it?
I can't believe it. I'm such a donkey. How did I forget the penalty?
I forgot about it as well, you know.
Yeah. I had two.
Nice little surprise. But even still, I'm still disappointed with Mercedes today.
Oh, God. 7th and 8th.
Pole, we don't even make the podiums.
What did
Oh, God.
It's not good, is it?
7th and 8th.
It's not good. Oh, dear.
You finished behind Russell, Perez. Oh, Lord. 2 cars that were behind you at the start. 9-second pit stop. 5-second penalty. Sainz letting people go ahead of him because it's just friendship and that. Mad.
So, it was a good race, but it was quite...
God, I can't do analysis right now. I'm processing.
It was a good race, wasn't it? It was a good race.
God.
Why am I even laughing? I should be
God.
actually pissed.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
actually should be really angry.
quiet.
We were literally pole and we finished 4th.
Yeah.
We didn't even make the podium. It's actually ridiculous.
But it was a painful race, is what I was going to say.
painful,
It's a
man.
good but painful race. But
And then
everyone-
on top of that, to add insult, we don't even have Piastri on the podium as well.
12
Two Red Bulls,
races
two
in
Red
a
Bulls on the
row
podium.
for Red Bull. 12 race wins
That
in a
literally couldn't
row.
have gone any worse.
This is officially, now, statistically, the most dominant car we've ever had in the history of Formula One.
Which is mad because the Mercs in their peak were disgustingly quick in comparison to the rest of them.
And I think you make an amazing point there because you remember how ridiculously good they were.
They were
That
so-
shows how
they
good
were
this is.
quick.
It was actually like borderline illegal. So I don't know how.
Well,
A
imagine
little bit of a complacency. This is what happens when you don't have anybody pushing you. Because Verstappen, he's not going to make any mistakes if Perez is not there. With a little bit of rivalry and a little bit of argy-bargy. And, you know, that's what made the Mercedes era not go to 12 in a row. Because Russell and Hamilton were taking each other off the track for every 3 races. So, you know, you had something. This is never going to happen here.
Race. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's never going to happen here.
Imagine if they hadn't spent that extra money on catering and put it in the car as well.
He's not dropping that point, guys. Trust me, he's not going to let that go.
He's sticking by it.
You're so salty. It's
I'm
brilliant.
very
I love
sorry.
it. I love it.
Very sorry.
Lando Norris today, incredible second place, 2 podiums in a row. I'm very, very happy for him. And Perez, look, qualified terribly, but does end up on the podium. He should be second every week in that car, but the next best thing he can do is come back from 9th and put it 3rd. So, you know, I think he did end up as driver of the day. I don't agree with it. I think Lando Norris, for me, deserves driver of the day. It's a more impressive feat in a much worse car, and their kind of comeback story is fantastic
It's funny
as well.
you say that as well, actually. Thinking about it, I remember back in the Mercedes dominance days, I'd think if Nico had a good weekend, you'd think, oh, we'll be at least second. Hamilton will be at least second.
Yeah.
But Perez doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Like, the minimum you should be is second.
Yeah.
A bad weekend is second in that car.
Literally, yeah.
Oh, I've had a terrible weekend.
And then
I finished
Rosberg is like,
second.
when Rosberg was finishing second, he was pissed.
Yeah. I remember doing the maths thinking, oh, that's 7 points he's given up. And
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, you had to.
7 points, but he's given up.
Yeah. Buffalo agrees Norris is doing great, and Kay says Red Bull is the standard now. Well,
It really
it
is.
is just...
But that's because Perez is genuinely not competing with Max.
Yeah.
And no one in their head is even like logically thinking, oh, what did Perez drop to Max this weekend? Because it's just not even it's not a competition.
The raise of the bar this season from Red Bull is insane. It really is insane. Looking back, unfortunately, I'd say the biggest losers of the race probably end up being Alfa Romeo, starting 5th and 7th, and I don't think
Alpine,
they scored.
Alpine.
Correct.
Alpine. Double DNF is
But almost that was at the hands of Zhou Guanyu, anti-stalling and then going into the back of Ricardo, who went into the back of
Alpine and Haas.
Gasly, who went into the back of Ocon, and they had to retire both.
Alpine and Haas,
so
definitely.
I'm really sad for
Did
Zhou
Alpine
Guanyu.
not get, Alfa Romeo not get 1 point?
I don't think they've scored. I think Bottas finished 11th.
You got 10.
Yeah, sorry, Alfa Romeo and
Who did get 10th? I actually can't. Annoyingly, we can't see. Give me a second. Production, do you have it there? Who came 10th? Stroll. Stroll and Alonso in 9th and 10th. Yes.
Yeah, so Alfa Romeo and Alpine losers of the day.
Which is a shame because Alfa Romeo were winners of the day yesterday.
Yeah.
And do you know what, mate? They
higher
were
you
quick
climb, the
all
further you fall.
weekend.
That's what it is.
They were quick
Big
all
drop,
weekend.
innit?
Yeah. It's what happens when you actually do something. It's important in a qualifying. If we actually talk about you.
And it hurts when you
Yeah,
drop
because
hurts.
usually if you just qualify 13th, 14th, then you have no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
You know the worst part about P4 is you got to wait for the interview in the pen. You don't even get the interview on the flipping podium, man.
Don't get to go to the cool down room. Yeah, it must be tough. Must be tough.
God.
Is Nico Rosberg doing
I'm buzzing
interviews?
for Lando though. He's had to wait for this, man. This
Yeah,
guy's
look at
been
that
suffering.
smile.
This guy's been suffering for years.
How long before he gets his first race win?
It's mad that he's not won a race.
I know.
Has he not won a race?
I'm going to throw it out there.
That's actually ridiculous.
Lando is going to be the one in
way.
22. So Red Bull will be 21-1, and it'll be Lando who gets the win. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Interesting.
I would. I'd love that. I'd much rather it was sort of Carlos Sainz.
You want to
but
go one step further and say what track?
What track? What we got coming up?
Where would they be good?
It won't be Spa.
No, it definitely won't be Spa.
I just need it to not rain in Spa.
Monza could be a good shout.
Monza, they've won there before, haven't they? Ricardo won there.
And it's...
I could see them doing a job at Singapore.
Sparks.
Under the lights.
Under the lights, Sparks.
That's a good shout. I think one of those two. And then, do you know where there might be a bit of jeopardy, actually? Las Vegas.
Vegas, no
Tell you
one's
what,
raced there.
nobody
shout.
knows. They're doing it. I spoke to Richard about this, who's our pro driver, and I said, what's the deal with that? Because they can't just turn up for FP1 and drive it. And he said, well, they'll have all the details down to the how high the apexes are on the curves and everything in the simulator. And in all their spare time, they're going to be driving that Las Vegas track, so they get used to it, which I thought was really interesting. But ultimately, it's going to be different when you're in the car for real.
Yeah, you're never going to be able to attacking.
Yeah,
the
that
same
feels
way
like
you
a
do
place
on the
where
other
it could
tracks.
mix up.
Bit of jeopardy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If they do the weird qualifying there as well.
Hopefully, you know,
Yeah.
every race,
Yeah.
there's
Just turn it up.
usually a race every year where we get someone winning that really should never have won, and it's like proper mixed up pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Vegas is the place where it just everything, like all the rules are just out the window.
It feels like Vegas is the place where they won't win or shouldn't win.
If they win there, I'm done.
Yeah. If they win in Vegas,
They will.
the home of gambling, you know.
Yes,
Do you know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yes,
the,
the home of gambling.
Home of gambling.
Lex,
I mean,
final,
You know what
final
I'm gonna
thoughts
say?
on today. Oh no, go on.
Ocon's gonna win that race.
Can you imagine if he
After all the
did?
slander.
Oh, Matisse, you're a funny guy, man. Lex, final thoughts on the day.
Eventful but painful race for a lot of people, not just Mercedes, obviously Alfa Romeo, Ferrari,
Yeah.
Alpines. But it was an eventful race. Always good at the Hungaroring. So yeah, painful one, but interesting to say the least.
Matisse, final thoughts.
Very disappointed for Lewis and Mercedes. I think overall, just put yourself in the dream position yesterday, and then you don't even get on the podium is poor.
Yeah.
Regardless of how quick the McLaren are, I'm looking forward to the compliments from McLaren after the race.
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Lewis. And regardless of our chat with Max in terms of where he sits, he's fair play to him, because this is the concentration levels to not be complacent and to not cause yourself any, not do damage limitation on yourself and actually make it interesting. This guy just is a robot right now. He says, listen, we are in the most dominant car, and I am going to be the most dominant driver, and I'm going to win every race. And that in itself is keeping yourself on check, which is Checo's not doing.
Very nice.
See what he did there?
Yeah. That's the way to round it off.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us. I think it was a good race. Inevitably, Max did win. But behind Red Bull, we've got a very interesting battle for second place. Now, Lex, Matisse, as always, thank you very much.
Thank you, mate.
We'll be
Next
back
week.
to...
Is it
Yeah,
next week,
Spa. Spa next week.
Love that track.
Classic.
Unbelievable. I mean, we'll be back, of course, for the watch along. And before that, we'll have the podcast tomorrow with all the sort of breakdown of everything that happened. And we'll be with a preview as well for Spa coming up this week. But I'm excited. Very quickly, who wins in Spa? Max Verstappen.
Yes.
Yep, Max Verstappen.
We'll leave it there. Thanks very much. Subscribe, like, and we'll see you for the next one. That's on Track GP. See you soon. Thanks, guys.
So sad.